Woo! Happy Tuesday. Welcome to H-Town Unplugged, man. Hey, I'm back. I was on vacation for a whole week. I had a great, fantastic time. I don't get to see my daughter so often, so I didn't post a lot in social media because I was just in it, like actually in it, mind, body, soul, and spirit with her, and building more really connections with her, and enjoying, like actually just plugged out, and we did everything that she had on her list, and shopping. I even shopped myself, like something I haven't done in a long time, so I got to shop too. I was like, oh man. And that's something that I will talk about it, because sometimes we don't give flowers to ourselves. We just like, oh no, I'll do it later, and like forget that, man. And what happened if I don't wake up tomorrow, man? And I just do it at the moment. But guys, I'm happy to be here. H-Town Unplugged. Aaron over here on the he was late. He was late. Now we both were late.
I've been sitting here for hours. I don't know about you, man. I ran up here.
We both ran here. I even did a live on Facebook when I got here, bro. I had a little bit of time to tell the people that we were gonna be live on YouTube, because now it's gonna be just exclusive on YouTube. So you now have to go to YouTube, because I'm actually really focusing on growing this on YouTube. So like we just pouring it on both. It's like, no, let's pour it on one where that's the main thing, where it's gonna pay later on in the long term, and we can build it even stronger. So I'm excited about it. And how was your weekend, man? Because I didn't even get to see you the whole week because I was on vacation.
Man, I'm still out of breath. I literally came
just ran out of
30 miles away, and I came and literally plopped my butt down right here, put the microphone up to my mouth, and he's like, "Okay, hey guys, welcome." I'm just like, dang. Talk about all the way to the last second. But my weekend. Let me see, man.
Well,
my weekends, huh?
The whole week, because I wasn't here the whole week.
That's loaded. So that's very loaded. My life is on I would say it's on a hyperspeed. And so it's very tough to talk about all the stuff, because I don't know where there's so many things to talk about. I don't
mainly about what you're seeing on that tequila.
Okay, we can start there. Yeah, sure. Well, we keep getting into new places, and we're finding out that every place we go to, that the reaction is always the same. And we're finding out that what we thought was good quality product is surpassing our expectations of what we thought it would be, honestly, to where people are wanting to say, can we make this our house tequila? It wasn't just HB Mexican restaurant. It seems to be a trend that's happening now, where people are saying, this is amazing. You're not charging enough and all that kind of stuff. And really, that's kind of our thing, is we're trying to get a really high quality product at not a high price. And we think that's the kind of the golden ticket here for this product. Yeah. So as we get in to meet more people, I'm meeting a lot of H-Town business owners who could definitely use being plugged into to the social media stuff we're doing. Honestly, I'm meeting more people a week. Is so many people that we could interview, which obviously if I'm meeting 10 people a week and we only have one podcast a week, obviously we're never gonna catch up.
No, but that's good. At least that's what I was like on the trip. I was like, it's good that we have the mentality of having 4 guests each month, each Tuesday, because if it doesn't happen, if we can consistently do at least 2 a month, that's good. Because if we just like stick to one, your mindset is like 1 is 0. And it's never going to happen. It's just going to be me and you. And I'm like, it can't happen. If we have 4 times a month, we know that we're focusing on getting the guests, especially Giovanni helping us. So I'm like, I love that on that side. That even the time changing too. I was like, I talked to Giovanni because I was over there with him a couple of times, and I was like, he's like, hey, that's perfect, because most of the restaurants at that time that you do it, it's like, it's heavy. And sometimes the owner cannot get out. But at 2:30 to 3:30, that's their low.
Yeah, I find that 11 o'clock to about that time, around that time is the golden time to talk to them about getting the product in their place. We
kill 2 birds in one time, man. We're here showing them up, and then if they don't have the tequila yet, then we can talk to them about them after.
That's right. And because of what you're saying, and because of how many people we meet a week, if you find yourself on this show, I mean, you're above a lot of other people, because there's so many people that could be on this show.
Yes.
So just know that you're someone special if you're on this show, because there's a lot of people.
There's a lot, bro, and I'm excited on that time changing to 30 to 3. We actually gonna do it about an hour and a half. That's where it hits the right. Sometimes we might go 2-3 hours depending on how the vibe it's with the owner of the restaurant or business or an entrepreneur or a kidpreneur, whoever is in here, because every vibe is different.
Hey, we might go deep on a subject,
Mm-hmm.
and some of these subjects get so deep, it takes that much of time to get through it.
Yeah, but that's why it's good that we do it live. Because, I mean, we don't want to surpass because then the cameras get overheat. But we know that's the main point. 1 hour and 30 minutes, and if we know what we're gonna talk about, because that's why we're building the show. And before we even get into the show, our guests that come in, I already have talked to them, letting them know what we're gonna go through because they're gonna bring their food, how we're gonna try it. So all of that, it's not like they're getting in here and they're like, shit, what are we gonna talk about? No, I already made a call 2 3 days, and even before they get here, I'm like, hey, do you have any more questions? So because they don't do this, they don't go to Facebook or a YouTube show and they know what they're doing. They're like, what? They know their job to sell at the restaurant, but they don't like here. What do I do? I gotta look pretty. Like, what do I say? I'm like, nah, man, right here, you're live. Make sure that you be you, the authentic you, and put it out there. And that's what when I was driving on the train back, I was like,
Did you say train?
yeah, I rode in the train back an Amtrak.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I flew on the plane, and then I decided to come back to Houston on the train because it's a longer way. It was 13 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, you know what? This is the time where I'm gonna just use my mindset and like what are the good things that I did with my daughter and everything, and what's coming in the business and what is used, man. And I was sitting focused on like, okay, the time it needs to be changed. This, the business, Giovanni, the tequila, like where are we going? Like I started seeing just like a little bit ahead of it, but on the good way. And I was like, that's why I wanted to do that because I'm like on the plane I would have got here so early and this and I was like, I want something that is just my spirit and God, just me and him on the train, bro. And I loved it, bro. Like in the train, it was good. Coming in here, I think at the one of the stops, it was San Antonio, and everybody that was in my car, everybody was going to San Antonio. So then I stayed by myself. There was nobody in the car. I was like, ah, it's okay. So I watched a couple of movies, and I just kind of like expressed myself to God, and I was like, hey man, this is the bad things that I didn't like that I did for myself while I was with my daughter. I can work on them. We're both fathers. We're not perfect. Things that emotions just grabbed on you and you talk before you even stop and say. So some of the things that happened to me, and I'm like, okay, I can change that. I mean, we don't have a damn book of how to be a father or a mother. We're in it, and especially that I don't get to see her often. It's like boom, it's like blam. It's like no, it's like let me just enjoy day by day, bro. And it was an excitement of it.
Do you do that often? Do you talk to God like that?
Yeah, man. Now it's more than ever.
Is it daily?
Daily, bro.
Multiple times a day?
Multiple while I was driving here.
That's good.
But I used to not do that before. It was just like maybe just pray. And I learned something too. I don't know where I saw a video that they say sometimes we pray, but we pray wrongly. Like we just like not out of anger or anything, but we're praying like things that God is like, why are you praying this for? I'm not.
He's come from the right place,
yes.
By the way. That starts with there. God knows your heart and your intentions. For example, if you're praying to get some money, and you're kind of going, I'm just praying to get money. Who cares what I do with it, God? You don't need to know that. But what if you're praying for the money so you can go do something that really isn't appropriate or, not God's plan?
Not God's plan. No. And he might give it to you. He'd be like, here it is. You ask for it, you praying for it. I'm like acting like I'm God right there. Like, I'm tired of you praying for the same thing. You know what? You say you wanted $50,000? Here it is. You're gonna make it next week.
Well, I've been struggling with this idea, if we're talking about this a little bit, because it's actually, I was just reading about it today and when I was doing my podcast, I thought about it again. So it's really relevant in my mind. I think it's First Peter, the first chapter in First Peter 1. And, they talk about praying and how your heart and intention have to be behind it. And they said, I think they said, God blesses or God honors the poor people. And God, what are they saying? God likes the humbleness of the rich people. And I started thinking about that because they, it didn't sound right. It was kind of like a double negative,
Ah.
So it's kind of, you have to look at, it's like, okay, so God honors the poor people. Why does he honor the poor people? Because, their heart is not revolved around money.
No, no.
But it's funny because I know a lot of poor people who think only about money, and it seems like they're always poor. So it's kind of strange. And then they go into the rich people, talking about the rich people and how, uh, God loves it about the rich people who are humble. And I'm thinking, are all rich people humble? No.
Mm-mm.
But it's supposed to be that when you have riches and you have things that no one else has, it's supposed to humble you to know that you have more than them.
That's true.
And I'm not worthy of this, Lord. That's the humbleness I think they're talking about in the Bible and what Peter was referring to. Then if you think about the poor people too. So why are they the most honored by God? Over even the rich people. And it's got me thinking, and it's really not an easy thing to think about. And it's kind of what you're saying.
Well, that's a fact. What you're saying, because look at, you go to El Salvador and the culture is very the same with Mexico. The culture is different. They're like living. They might not have the money, but like you said, oh, come in here, sit. They know that they don't have enough food, but they want you to sit down.
Are these poor people not humble? That's what I was thinking when I was reading this, and what you just said. Like, are the El Salvadorian people, are the Salvadorians humble when they're that poor? I don't even think, the answer is yes. I think they're humble.
Yeah.
It's because they don't know any better. But when your heart's intent, like better, like you know what rich is like, what poor is like, you get to discern between one or the other, and God knows that based on what your heart is. If you don't know, if you don't know what being rich is, or what like if you're in another country, let's just say you're living in the jungle, and you try to tell them what an RV is and a boat and yacht and all that stuff and what caviar is, it's like, if they don't know about it, they could already think they're living in luxury and be humble about it in the poor state they're in. But that's just a poor state that we see them in. It's a perspective. Like, they look poor to us
because of the way we're living.
Correct. But to them, they're fulfilled, happy. They don't need more than the food and shelter and the love and compassion and relationships they've built, and they're out in nature. Some of these people don't even know, some people on this planet don't even know cars exist.
They don't.
So
that's a good point you touched, because I've been like feeling that way as well. Like, where I'm like, is the system the way it's in different cultures here in the United States and Mexico, where they're fulfilled, like you said, and they are, and we see them like
super happy.
Wow, no, but I'm over here and I'm like, I'm struggling, and like this is, but it's and now we go back to the mindset of like the center of your spirit of being like, okay, why would I doubt or say something bad about, not bad, but like they're fulfilled, they're happy.
Don't you think God wants them to be that way?
Yeah. And but then you're like, but why God doesn't actually help them? Because they can have more and help more of their family, because but they're already fulfilled.
They're already fulfilled.
But then is the other question.
To us, we feel like they need more.
Yeah. And then on the other side, is like, it's not that they need more, but the way the earth, the system is set here is like, I see them like, I'm not sad, but in my spirit is like, damn, and they could leave a better house. They can have, I know that they're fulfilled, like we're talking happy, but because of the system and because of the cartels and the drugs, or the system where you're at, it keeps them that way.
Ignorance really is bliss. When you think about it, it's not a bad thing to say. A lot of people connotate, ignorance with, how dare you, like a bad word, like you just called me something bad. But ignorance is just root. Ignore is all that is. You're ignoring things. That makes you ignorant. Ignoring things. We all ignore things every day. We're all ignorant to some degree.
Yeah.
But pure ignorance is not knowing at all. If I didn't know about a computer, for example, and I'm still writing things on that, that's just as good. I have a good pen and good paper. I'm in heaven.
I'm good. Oh, you have the best computer? I'm good with my paper and pen.
If you didn't know about that computer, this is the best. But now you find out about the computer, and now you look at your pen and pencil and paper and go, wait a second. This is so inferior. Or is it? It's one of those things where it changes you. So is progress and evolution in technology in today's society good or bad when it comes to the religion part?
And whoever is the leading part of it, who's leading? not only the country, but who's leading
Oh,
you.
you just opened up a whole nother can in
Because
that pantry.
it's like me and you, we're leading the wrong way of what we're doing, and the people see it. They're like, "Oh, Aaron and Jesus are fake, man. They have the tequila. Who cares? The show is fake."
That's because
They just have it because they just want to make a lot of money.
The construct of the society that has been built has made you to believe certain things. So this looks weird. Let's talk about God and take a shot. Does that seem weird to you? Let's try it.
Oh yeah, I have the shot already.
So let's have it. Oh, you already took yours?
No. I wanted to.
We can even do this. Let's pray to God before we do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lord Jesus Christ, Heavenly Father, Master of the universe, be with us today, like always, to guide us daily in the direction that you want us to do. Give us purpose. Let us be less ignorant to know what we are doing, so we have a heart to discern, to make a decision that's more geared towards your will, even though we know of the other things that we would like to have and desire. That is what separates and makes it more powerful when we have this prayer, to know that there's other things that we could go for, but we choose you, Lord. And I pray for you today, and that we're gonna do this liquid in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for the ingredients that this produced to make this happen today, God.
Salud.
Thank you. And cheers.
Cheers. Good thing that you came alone, because I'm not gonna mention it here, but after the show finishes, I gotta have to talk something about you for Giovanni, right?
Okay, good. Yeah. Oh,
I because I saw a lot of things that he did, and I was like, I didn't want to mention it in the show, but I was like, after this show, I'm like, I gotta talk to Aaron about, because he's not only killing it, but what I saw, man, I'm like, man.
In case y'all don't know, and I don't know, he's been on the show?
No, he's next.
He's next. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So,
I stopped. I'm like, before you came here, I was talking to God, and he like, I was doing the Facebook live before here. And he was like, and I said, "Oh, you know what, guys? Giovanni's next, man." I said he needs to be.
he's being talked about too much not to be.
He's out there at the front yard, like if he was a soldier. Because we're not out there.
The front lines, yeah.
We're not out there. Who's the one making it in all these restaurants, strip clubs, you name it?
He's got me busy. I'll tell you that. You know, I'm trying to do what Giovanni's doing in my part of town, and you know, I'm doing my best that I can do as quickly as I can. But he's moving so fast and so quickly and efficient that I'm just trying to keep up with him, honestly. Yeah. And that's you know, I can't. I'm glad you have him on the show, because the listeners are gonna get to know who he is.
Yep,
he's talked about it enough.
I didn't even know he was from Guatemala, bro.
He's from Guatemala?
Yeah, I don't know where I was with him, and
I thought he's from Mexico.
Somebody asked him, and he's like, "No, I'm from Guatemala." So I want to make sure that, you know, we'll ask him a couple of questions. But he's a nice guy, and because I haven't got involved a lot, maybe you as well. Maybe you have gone.
Oh no, we're definitely involved a lot. I talk to him every day.
Okay.
I'm constantly on the front trying to make sure I give him enough product, enough promotional, you know, items, which we're coming up with new items almost every other day. You know, stir straws, you know, napkins.
I saw the little things that he had there. The
table tents.
Yeah, I love the
stickers.
The little cups and all that stuff is cool, bro.
Yeah, so we're going to keep cranking these things out and keep going. And
that's what I saw. People love them, bro.
We're trying to really promote this. I mean, we have some restaurants. HB Mexican Restaurant is one of them, for example. Tequila 45.
I need to go and eat over there this weekend, bro. If you have time, you want to go with me? Because I told them, and I need to go.
I think we're we might have something this weekend, but also Mars Bars. Mars Bar.
Mars Bar. That's in River Oak, right?
That's in River Oak. Well,
we going bougie? I think, is it? I don't know.
I would say it's Midtown River Oaks, between kind of, you know, Wall Street, Montrose. I would say Montrose.
Still there.
It's still right in that area.
Yeah.
And they're trying to kick off some Latina nights on Fridays or Saturdays, and we're really they chose us to be their, I guess, tequila of choice, that they're going to make their margaritas in the margarita machine with our Blue Barrel tequila
as well.
And we're creating a lot of promotional content for that, getting ready for that. So everyone's, you know, come to that.
Look out for that.
Look out for that.
Look out for that. And before I left on vacation, I went out to the Ironworks It's a place where it's all small business. I don't know if you've been there.
Iron Works on the east side of.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
I
there.
never been there. It was my
It's right
first time.
next to the coffee.
I bought something for my daughter that she wanted. I had to pre-order it before, so I did it. And I went out there and I stayed there, talked to all these small business owner, and I got to see a friend, bro, that I haven't seen in 8 years. Now he owns a bar in there, the mood bar.
In it.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
the mood bar.
I
forgot what's the
haven't
name.
been in there. I've seen it though.
And
know
I
about
walked, I was lost, and then I was like, "Oh, that's Carlos." And I was like, I went straight to this. Like, bro, what's up, bro? And we hadn't seen
Mm.
each other in 8 years. And he's co-founder of that bar. And we started just, talking about, not about none of this. We just building up. And then I said about the tequila. And then he's like, bro, bring it over here. We would love to have it here. Let's have some tasting here. They have Latina nights on Thursday and stuff. They got like a lot of stuff going on in there. So when you come back from vacation, give me a call and we set a day. Yeah, come put a table here and do some tastings. So we got somebody else in there in
I
the
love it.
Iron Works. So I told Giovanni too when I left. He's like, bro, you did that? I'm like, yeah, bro. It just came out about the tequila, and he's like, bro.
There's some other bigger places that I really probably shouldn't name here because they're brand names. Everyone knows who they are, and I don't want to say that and give away anything. I know a lot of people. I'll say one of them because I don't think it's a secret. Is Margaritaville, the flagship of Margaritaville, is going to be built here in Houston, I believe, on Nassau Bay.
Oh, that is true.
That's a big deal for us here, Texans. It's going to put that area right back on the map if it's off it right now. I'll just say that one little nugget right there, Margaritaville. Everyone get ready. The port and what's happening in Galveston is going to be huge stuff happening there. Lots of things happening here in Galveston, and since Galveston's so close to Houston, that means good things for Houston. Me and my team recently kind of put some pen to paper to try to figure out what it's going to look like the next 10 years here in Houston. And we're looking at $1 trillion of new business development in Houston.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching the new stuff that's
inside
coming,
the next 10 years. So H-Town,
oh, man.
if you're unplugged, you better get plugged.
You better plugged in right now because this is like we talked about. It's going to become that network.
Huge.
And you're going to have not that we're saying that we're like, but when this grows bigger and we have that big team.
This should put Houston above, let's say, okay, they call us the 4th largest city in Houston, in the United States. All right, so who are the 3 largest? We got New York,
yeah.
LA, and Chicago. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think this will surpass Chicago and LA for sure.
There's have you seen you watch Netflix?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Have you seen that new movie that came out? It's Clica. It's like go watch it. It's really good. It's about Clica. It just came out last
How's that spelled?
CLIC.
Is there a Q in there?
K-I. Clica. No, there's no. It's a K.
Okay.
It's a great movie, and some of the people one of the person that is there, we actually had him in the podcast before. I was when I had my business partner Miguel. We had a client that she brought him from LA. At that time, we met him and everything. He told what he was gonna be doing, and everything that he said at that podcast, he's doing it.
No kidding.
He came in the Netflix thing, and he's coming here on June the 24th for he's a comedy guy too, so he's gonna have a comedy in the Improv. So I'm gonna buy the tickets to go. So we want to go.
Let me know.
Buy a table.
Yep.
But before that, I'm gonna reach out to her.
Okay.
So I want to have him here, and so we can give him a blueberry tequila bottle, and we'll have him in the show.
That's perfect.
I saw that fast, and I was like, "Hey, he was there." I'm like, I just saw the connections,
dude. Yeah, let's
Netflix,
do that. That sounds great.
I watched it. And I was like, I know him. I got all excited. I'm like, he's a freaking amazing guy. He's in a freaking movie, and the movie I think is in fifth place in the go in the damn thing. I was like, he's doing good.
Dang, that's really good.
So he's popping really for that movie. Now he's getting a little bit more.
And this is why we created the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, now we got to get into that. Yes,
in Greenspoint, which we're calling the Renaissance Park Chamber of Commerce, because Renaissance means new birth, new beginnings.
Yes.
We can't have that name Greenspoint over there anymore. Even the North Houston District doesn't want to call it that anymore because, of course,
everything that's going on.
Everyone knows it as Guns Point, and that's got to be changed. And because of what's about to happen in Houston, and everything that's happened in the past. I mean, to leave Greenspoint or Renaissance Park unattended like that with the infrastructure it has in a major metropolis like this, that's going to be one of the top metropolises in the United States. You can't find a better place. And they didn't have a chamber until now.
Yeah, they didn't have no chamber.
That's incredible. And the infrastructure they have there with the center beltway, the Beltway 8 instead of 999 or 610.
Yep.
It's not no longer the outskirts of Houston anymore. It's the middle. And it's near the airport in like less than 20 miles to downtown. I mean, if anyone knows anything about any big cities in the United States or around the world, that's prime dirt, buddy. And it is at the lowest cost I can probably ever in history will ever be right now. And this is just as poised to be something like a Midtown project in Houston in the 80s resurgence. So you just do the math in 10 years with that much money coming in from the port in Houston.
Everything, bro. Look, you already got some people in the chamber, right? About what, 5 sign up already?
So as far as members of the chamber, we got about 5 or 6 members already from the business in the area, and we've only been open about a week.
Yeah.
And
that was just a little test. What's coming?
Let me tell you, bro. It was the most amazing thing. Just 4 months now. 4 months ago, I didn't even entertain the idea of having a chamber, being a part of it, let alone being the president of a chamber of commerce in one of the worst places in Houston. Which is at the bottom, which can only go up. I did not anticipate this and how fast and efficient it happened. It took about less than 5 people to get it to where it is today in that amount of time, which is extremely fast.
And I'm going to push it more now that we talked about it, putting it as a board member. So I want to add a lot more into it as well, because I know a lot of other businesses that even though they might be here.
It's still H-Town.
Yeah. They can still be over there.
It's still considered Houston, guys.
Yep.
There's a lot of H-Town businesses up there that need to be plugged in.
And they're going to be here. Most of those restaurants that they got the tequila, they're going to be here. Spanish Flower, all those other. I mean, I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. That's why when you see like time changing and this and that, and we're not going live, I'm sitting down on paper too and be like you said, I'm looking at this for 10 years. Like, we had to build the foundation of the show strong. You see us right here, right now, but at least we have a place. It's in Vibe Realty.
Right.
We have somewhere that when you sit down, I talked to somebody, man, I want to do this. I want to do that. But at least you have a place. And I tell them, oh, man, even if I didn't have this place, it would not stop me not starting H-Town Unplugged, man.
Well, check this out. So I just, before this podcast, came from that area, met with the guys from Kalos Project, which is they do urban farming in little green spaces throughout the community. And he's part of the chamber. He's a member. He's a director of the board.
Hey.
And
was he there when I was there as well?
Yeah. Yes. And we already set up today. We did it. We drove around. It took about an hour and a half and looked at all the properties that were owned by a guy in the area who is also on our board of members.
Oh man.
Board of
God, so huge.
Yeah. And so we drove around today and found a bunch of spaces to do this urban farming. And this area that we found to do this farming is in a food desert, what they call food deserts. Believe it or not, these are areas in town where we all live, like in metropolis areas, where people living in apartments or houses have a hard time finding a place to get food, whether it's even fast food restaurants, or grocery stores, especially grocery stores. And they're just not being able to get it. If you are in a apartment and you are, let's say you can't, you're 75 years old and you got a cane and you can't walk very much and maybe you don't have a car even, how are you going to eat? You can't even, in the closest food place is miles away. Absolutely. I don't know how it's going to happen unless someone's delivering it to you or it's in your community. You can walk outside your apartment and see some food there. And we're going to create a food bank with all the excess food that's being collected there. And to make it even better, all the businesses in the area in Renaissance Park are already there.
Yep.
And you got God's Point already there with mentorship programs with the kids in the area, the youth. And then you plug in something like Kalos with the current property owners and you start doing these urban farming, you just bring in those kids from God's Point to tend to these farms. Now they're giving back to the community and
Mm,
spending their time doing more purposeful things.
mhm.
And that really will give them a lot of confidence, skills,
Skills, yes.
how to manage things, know how long things take to happen. I can imagine we're gonna have some people, we go and we plant one row one weekend, and then the next weekend comes and they're gonna come back and be like, is it time to harvest? I can imagine that happening. And this takes months and months of preparation,
Yeah.
and then the harvest takes months. It's a year-long process just for one round, right? And we got to teach them how to manage these spots, and the people living in the area, that it takes time to get their mindset
Oh yeah.
to where they start taking care of these little green spaces, because they realize not only does it look good for where they live, it looks a lot better than the concrete and steel and the cages, all that, the fences, because they look like cages to me, like wrought iron fencing everywhere, and everyone's got bars on their windows and doors. So
That's good, bro.
this will be an improvement in the way it looks, but it's going to be functional as well. Keep them busy and something to do. And that's, people are going to hopefully focus on that rather than some other things
Yeah.
that right now they don't have. They don't have this to focus on. And then at the end of this, they actually have some really good organic, healthy food to eat that they're not getting 3 or 4 hands afterwards, that are being processed and maybe coming from a place where they use what they
Everything.
call it,
Pesticides. You
pesticides,
name it.
genetics, changing genetics. We'll probably even get into poultry at some
Oh
point,
shit, poachers.
live animals.
I love that, man. It's God telling us, hey, like when I send you that audio, like we know it's coming, but live it day by day. We don't want to rush everything, cause he knows. He's like, oh, the door is already open. We're in it already, but he's like, let's see if they're gonna try to take that shortcut. And that's something that when I was driving on the train, I was like, and I watched that movie, The Clica, because the mom told the guy, he started doing drugs and stuff. He's like, he wanted to be a singer. He took the shortcut. He's like, see where you went? Yeah, you got the
Mhm.
money and the cars fast and the chains,
Mhm.
but and you still started making connections to be a singer, what you wanted to do in life, but you took that shortcut. It's like God saying, yeah, you took that. I'm still gonna give you what you want, but you're losing the most precious thing. He lost his mom. He's like his girlfriend, and when I started seeing that, like I started watching the movie, but kind of like opening up my mind, like on reality, like, hey man, that can happen to anybody. That can happen to anybody.
Right. Right.
We can be like, oh yeah, we're going. I mean, Aaron, like, and we see something big and we go after it, and God is like, oh man, they took that left. I didn't want them to take that
Right.
left.
And that's part of the process, the weeding out process, the refining process. I talked about that on my podcast earlier today.
Who do you have today?
It was just me.
It was just you. That's good.
I felt like I needed to talk about suffering, and I have a lot of friends who wonder why me as a Christian, why we decide to become Christians and suffer the way we do. It sounds like martyrism, and I recently discovered it's about the perspective.
Yeah.
It's all about the perspective. You're already suffering. You're already being a martyr to some degree. It's what you do with it. What would you learn from it? Do you take away from it certain values that God would want you to pay attention to? It seems like everyone's out there to follow God's path, but when it comes down to it, they got to get over their own path first,
Yeah.
And it seems like people aren't really believing in it. It's like, if people really believe that God path is greater, then why would they take up their own path after some point? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
I've done it myself, and I often ask myself, why did I do that? It's because my ego, or it's because I don't know, I'm ignorant. Both maybe. We have to discern and take time, slow down,
Slow down. See the bigger picture.
see the bigger picture.
Some things might not even be, a perspective of what we're doing. Let 'em go.
99%, if not 100% of all the problems we have just go away by us, just by doing nothing. A lot of the problems we have in our lives, the people we're talking to right now, their lives,
Yeah.
you got problems in your life. I can guarantee you most of those problems, if not all of them, are just constructs of ourselves.
And I know that most of the people too, they're gonna be like, "Well, guys, you got it easy because you're sitting down and have a podcast." But We
That's
don't. You
heck
don't know
no.
where we came from. You don't know what
You
we
know how hard it was?
lost.
You know how hard this was to make?
And when you told me, bro, I was like, man, like because I saw the process. I'm like, that's a lot.
So first of all, I didn't even make the contents inside or the label or the bottle or the cork. That in itself is a lot of work that I could go into. But to coordinate, to put all those things into one thing to make this, to get it over the border, to actually sell in a store and then restaurant.
That's another, and that's another process too.
If you would have told me that process was that way,
Like,
I knew it was going to be tough, but I didn't know it was going to be that tough. If you would have told me before I did, I probably wouldn't have done it. But now that I've done it, I'm this far. I can't back down now. Why would I? It was too hard to get here. It'd be stupid.
Yeah, and remember, it was the tariffs.
And the tariffs too, man.
That's what kept it.
There was a bunch, I would say less than a dozen things that didn't go the way they should. But that's every business endeavor. And I hope you all out there are a little grinning and shaking your head and go, man, he does know what he's talking about. Because you've been through this.
Yeah. And even if you don't have a business and you are working for somebody, be grateful that you have that job, man. Because sometimes when I sit down and I'm like, man, if I would have been doing this and would have kept on being a teacher or wherever the other things that I was doing, I was like, I would have been grateful because I have a plate to eat. I have somewhere to, that I can sleep and shower. I'm like, just like what we're talking about the culture, if I have that, I'm faithfully happy that I have that. I might not have the numbers that I want to have yet, but I'm like, man, I have a home. Right. There's people don't have a home. Like I said, they don't have a car.
Let's start with that. Some of my colleagues and I, especially in the ministry, actually pretty much all in the ministry, care about three things. It's the hierarchy of needs. You need to eat. You need some shelter, right? Mm-hmm. You need clothing. I don't think you need anything else. You really don't. It'd be nice to have a car. It'd be nice to have nice clothes, AC. I get it. Ice in your drink. Those are luxuries that we get used to. Not saying we all want those. I desire them as well. But are those more important than the bigger picture items? Are those more important than food, shelter, and clothes? No. No. Take away your food and your shelter and clothing, and let's see what's most important.
You don't shower, you stink, nobody wants to be around you, nobody wants to hire you, then you just become like, I'm nothing.
Yeah. And it's okay to want things and have things.
Oh, yeah.
But don't revolve your life around it.
It's like, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, I think that's the key to life, to the happiness of life, because we see it in other countries like we've been talking about in this show, the people of El Salvador, for example.
Oh, yeah.
They're happier than us. Yep. They have less than us.
Yep.
And they're happier.
Something
to be said about that.
Oh, yeah. And it's like we say, it's okay. Like, now that, like I said, I've been more into myself and, like I said, more into my peaceful, and like I said, well, the car that I have is taking me from A to B. Yeah, it's a 2012. I'm thankful and grateful because if it wasn't for my business partner that we started the podcast, he's the one that sold it to me, I wouldn't have able to see my daughter. So little things like that I see back and I'm like, I tell God, well, right now I don't need a car, God. The most important thing I need is
Amtrak.
Yeah. Hey, Amtrak, man. People living there. That'd be crazy, right? And like, I even became friends with the guy that the little store. I went out there and met some people, bro. And it was like,
do they have a bar in that thing?
They do.
Wow.
They do. I went in there and I went for sparkling water, and then the guy that was beside me, he was a younger guy. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" Because
that seems way better in the airplane. Yeah, you can get around, move around.
Yeah, I moved around and we talked a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I want something to drink," and I look at the menu. I was like, "Oh, they got whiskey. They got these." And I'm like, I don't want a beer too. I'm like, nah, I came for the sparkling water. He got a small little beer and stuff, IPA. I don't know what it's called. And he had a smile, bro. He was like, "Hey, man, I hope you enjoy the rest of the ride." I'm like, "Yeah, you too, bro." And then I just asked the guy that was in the I even tipped him too, and said, "You open to what time? You're open to 11:30 p.m. because it was that first ride." And then you open early in the morning. He's like, yeah, because I have breakfast. So I went and had my breakfast around 9. I think I bought me like a big egg and sausage and a coffee. And I said, and that place, they have like little tables like you can sit. I said, forget it. I'm not going to go up there. I stay there and just ate and look at the window, man. And just while I was passing the trees and old houses beat down. And I'm like, man, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm like, some people will be like, man, oh, I don't want to ride a train because it's nasty. I'm like, I don't care. I had a good time. And those are the things that when you put it in perspective and you see it, you're like, I might not have these, like I said, but I call it into a reality. I'm like, hey God, I really want to have a house. I really want to have a new car. I'm gonna call him to I am, because the word I am is what you need to call. He's I am. So I am gonna have that duplex where I'm gonna live in one, and the other one is gonna be my parents, so they don't have to pay for anything, and they have some to live there. I am gonna have that new car. I even told my mom, I said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get that, and it's like instilled in here. And when I came back, bro, I'm focused on, like, I just got back, and it's today's Tuesday, right? And
Yep.
I said, I'm gonna focus on my tempo, on my health. Bro, I changed it like this. I focus on the gym now. I'm actually fasting. I'm actually bought the food that I need to eat. I'm like doing it now where God is like, dude, you already knew. Why didn't you do it a long time ago?
When you're fasting, tell me about that for a second.
Like today, I ate breakfast early in the morning. Look, let me go back. Monday, I fasted. In the morning, I woke up at 5, went to the gym, came back. The only thing I had for breakfast was no breakfast, coffee. A coffee, that was it. And then I fasted all the way to 3. I went here to my friend's place because she sells like my fit foods, but she has her own small place.
But
Like,
how come you're fasting?
huh?
What was the purpose?
You know what? There was a video that I saw that somebody said that in the Bible, Matthew 17 and 21 was taken away, and most of the Bibles. And I'm like, what is that? And it's in the older Bibles, and it says that for you to take care of your temple, it's Jesus Christ said it. You need to fast. While you fast, your body is gonna regenerate everything that is bad in your body. So cancer or something that is building.
I mean, it's
you,
going to export everything that's bad in your body.
yeah,
And
yeah.
regenerate good.
And everybody fasts is different. Like me, right now, I'm fasting 8 hours. So at 6, that'll be my dinner. So breakfast and dinner, that's it. But there's other people that can fast 12, 14 hours.
Sometimes days.
Yeah, but that's everybody's different. So I'm like, if I can focus on what works on me and what I can do for me, not for nobody else, not for, oh, I'm gonna look good because of the girl and this. No, I'm doing it because I want to have this tempo and I can lead an example to my daughter.
Do you give up something for Lent?
Nah, for Lent I never do.
It's kind of the same thing.
Nah,
You know, that's fasting. Fasting is very similar to Lent in a lot of ways, where you're giving up something. You're giving up food.
Yeah.
You know, substance. You know, a lot of people like to say that you're sacrificing your own body.
Sacrificing your body. Yeah.
You know,
I'm like, when you believe, bro, and it's like those things that are putting out there, like Easter and Christmas and this, it's all about making money. And you already know that. Easter and all that. We got Black Friday, we got this. It's like a same system like I see it every time, like you hear in the radio.
Yeah, I find it funny because then they cross over paganism as well, as if it's part of it. I mean,
oh, it's summer. Oh, it's about to get summer. And like now that like my mind is more, and you see it, you like, oh my God, it's like the past years is repeatedly the same thing. Oh, New Year. Oh, it's spring break. Oh, now it's summer. Oh, Thanksgiving. And then again. And it's like your mind gets to that point that you know that it's just the system that it gets you locked in because they want you to be locked in on those things that they were made.
Right. So I've been trying to get myself out of the matrix, so to speak. Right. Trying to break out of the matrix and take that right pill. Say because when you take that pill and you break out and you start seeing behind the veil or behind the curtains, and you see how the actual movements and the machine works, and you can't unsee it, and you come back to the everyday world that everyone's seeing, and it doesn't look the same anymore. You know, I've often wondered, is it just my perspective and the way I see things that I found the scales came off and I'm starting to see something differently, or is it the whole world's doing that at the same time? I don't think that's the whole world.
No.
So it turns out that I was part of that world. I was one of them, and I think I got the blinders off now.
How can you count how many people when you had the Matrix? Now that we have it and we see the world how it needs to be, how many people are there now supporting your being there?
Tons.
You lost? No, not that they're not.
Well, I find that because I attracted those people.
Yes.
The other people you're talking about, I think, they don't understand anything. They are completely lost. And some of my closest friends are wondering what happened to me. And I'm sitting there going, no, nothing happened to me. It's still happening to you. You think about that.
Yeah.
I just undid it, and I can now see the real world. They're still kind of stuck in
in that
a
same
fictitious fantasy world that has been they're being fed through our social media, our advertising,
to everybody,
to what we're wearing, to what we're saying, school, work. Look at what people are wearing. Look, why does society wear the same clothes? They call it a trend, and it's the style of that time. But why does that keep changing? And why is it everybody on the same page as it changes? Shouldn't it be that you should have a different style of clothing than mine, and we should talk differently and different accents and so forth, and say different things? I notice this a lot through my kids, because in the kids, it happens quicker.
Yeah. I saw that.
The programming is so quick, and I catch these moments that I notice they're being programmed because they start picking up on certain words in sayings, phrases. They don't even know what they're saying sometimes, and that turns into that phrase has one meaning, and I'm not really sure they're understanding what that one meaning is.
They don't.
And we say it like, "What's up?" Just that simple. What's up? We all know what we're saying when we say, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, what's up?
You're just trying to see how are you doing?
How you doing? Yeah.
No one actually looks up.
No. What's up?
The ceiling, man.
No, the ceiling, bro.
And it goes on and on and on like that. What if we actually talked precisely, phonetically? How do they say it? Exactly how it's supposed to be.
I love what you said about look. All these clothes that I'm wearing right now, I shopped over there when I was with my daughter. I said, I don't like none of the shit that I have in my closet anymore. Like, it's not me. It was the perspective because I was seeing other people dressed that way and the suit and this. But when I said that, I was like, I like this what I'm wearing now. I bought a ton of, I think I wasted like $250 on buying like the same pants, the same. I'm like, hell yeah, I feel freaking comfortable.
Luckily for me, it makes it easier because I'm a very conscious person, but I'm a musician and we get away with a lot of things. So I can wear a lot of things and people just go, that's
you like, but you got to make sure that you feel comfortable
with
what you're wearing.
That's because I've been doing it so long. That's who I am now. I just want to wear what I want to wear. I'm very comfortable in what I'm wearing. This is how I look.
And I always looked at you. You always wear the same thing. Different shirts, different things.
I know what the hair gives a certain perspective to a lot of people out there. I know what looks, people, first impressions.
First impression, yeah.
I'm pretty sure people see me and they see the hair and bun and they think a certain thing.
Yeah.
I still do it when I see people with long hair and I see them one way and then I see the hair and I go, wait a second, it changes a little bit. And I'm sitting there going, that's funny because I got long hair in a bun sometime. And I wonder if people do that to me. Absolutely they do. Do I care? No.
I don't, bro.
No. Why care? Why you can conform to others out there? You do what you do. Be genuine. Be yourself.
Be yourself. I saw that because I was shopping with my daughter and I didn't go tell her, don't buy this, don't buy that. I said, you know what? That's you. Buy it, man.
That's why the more I'm told to cut my hair, the more less likely I'm going to. Just because I don't want it to be the reason why I do it. Because someone told me to.
No.
I want to do it for the right reasons. And honestly,
that's it.
I just got my own reasons. And it's I wish people would stop talking about my hair because then I might actually cut it, and it's going to be, it's different. My kids look at me different when I have my hair. They're like, Daddy, what'd you do to yourself? I read the Bible with Samson in there with his hair long, is there something to this? The Indians, the Native Americans.
Native Americans, yep.
There's a lot of cultures out there, as a matter of fact, I could name that I'm not going to, but that feel like they don't want to cut their hair. It's sacred. Are they wrong? No. It's their belief. Just like our belief is what it is. So people are judging me because of my hair, because of some system they've been called to believe. Because in some other system, in some other country, in some other part of the world, that's a good thing where it could be bad here or vice versa.
Yeah. It's the confusion.
It's the confusion. And that should say everything about the construct of the programming we're involved in. That explains all the cultures of the entire world. Well, I've looked behind the veil now after 4.5 years of real attrition. And, you know, if my ex-wife, my brother, and my sister-in-law, who I have not seen in years or talked to, were to talk to me and see me, I'm not sure they would even recognize me. No, I'm 100% sure they wouldn't recognize me. I don't even recognize me. How could they?
How can they, right?
You know? So my kids see a new person. I asked them, I said, do you remember Daddy from a while back? And they have a really hard time even
Knowing who was that
picturing
daddy.
who was that guy.
Yep.
You know, I hope that's happening to all of you. I see it happening in you.
Man, and I'm like I said, this just coming back, man, and seeing my daughter, and she's telling me, hey man, I want to start a business, I want to create this, I want to help. What can I do? And hey, she already told me, hey, be ready because I'm after my quinceañera, and that when she turns 15 and she finishes her school in Mexico, I'm gonna come and live with you because I want to learn English. I want. She already says, I hope that you get that house when, like I tell you, with my parents living over there. We'll create a room over there. We'll create a little studio in there. Even though you're gonna have a bigger studio, like she's already like preparing on her own and leading. Because of her, she's leading me as an example because she doesn't drink any soda. She drinks nothing but water. She's basically like her nutritionist having her eating this kind of way, and I'm like, man, if she can do that and she's leading her on that example, and I can do it as well. I can focus.
Isn't it amazing how our kids, when
Yeah,
we're teaching them everything about life,
yeah,
how they're teaching you?
and they are. Yeah, I saw all of it. I saw that, and I'm like, oh man, this. So now I was like, I need to be the example, and she's being the example. So we both being leading examples as leaders. So we're like, okay, that you're not doing this right. Okay, I can make that happen. Oh, hey, you not doing this the way you need to be. I'm not telling you to do it perfectly because no one's perfect, but do it on your own way how you do it. But you're leading an example because if I'm looking at you, I told her, some other kids are looking at you. They might not tell you, but they're like, man, she acts this way. She acts, what is she doing? I want to act that way. And now she's unveiling other kids of the Matrix because she's like, oh man, she wants to be a creator. She wants this. She does a nice school. Like, why? Why is this? Like, because she sees the world what we live.
So let me ask you a question. Let's talk about the Matrix for a second because you're right.
Put it on a little tequila shot.
You know what we're going to? Let's do a shot to our kids.
Yeah.
Because as I'm talking about this, what do you do if you're in the Matrix movie and you find out that everyone else is living in the Matrix and you realize what this really is? And you come back to that Matrix world where everyone is still zombies in this world, not really understanding that they're being programmed. How do you act to the strangers or the people in that? Meaning you know what they don't know. How do you treat them? Do you treat them like ignorant animals?
No.
Stupid people?
No.
Do you treat them like kids, like they don't know any better? How do you treat them?
Good thing that you said that because there was a part where I was looking at some videos that people that just like us that they unveil and they probably on a different level of the unveiling that they act that way, that like, oh man, these people are just stupid and say it on the reels, right? But when I see that, I'm like, no man, I can't do that. Like even right now when I see my family and some of them, they understand it what I'm going through and stuff, and I'm not gonna go belittle them and be like, man, I'm not gonna go to the parties. I'm not gonna see you again.
So how do you talk to them? Because you got to talk. If you're going to interact with them,
I talk to them like my family when I go in the parties. I talk to them the way I'm talking to you, bro. Like they see like, oh, whoa, you changed. The drinking part. I was the one that was the drinker. Oh, I was going in the door, shots. You, what do you want? You want another tequila? You want a whiskey? Like they knew I was a drink. They, like the main party person. Now they're like they know. They come in and my uncle comes and like, hey, you want? No, I'm okay. I'll drink a ultra with you guys, and then I'll sit there and just, dude. This is what I do now. I'm sitting at the table with all of them. I'm just listening to their talk. I don't say anything because even at home I listen. I listen to my mom and dad talk, and most of it is the news and Trump
there it
this
is.
and Trump that, and I hate him
We're
and I hate
caught in the
that,
programming.
and I'm
Most
always,
people are anyway.
all of them, bro. And I'm like, I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know why he's doing that. And I'm like, man, if they can just, in my head, I'm not saying it. I'm like, if they do a little research.
I think it's funny because my family used to do the same thing, watch the news, and then my family would get together and argue about it.
Yeah, that's it.
And here's the funny part. I'd always come down as my little small child brain of mine and sit there and go, y'all are beating each other up. And at the end of the day, not one politician or a king or a president or anything is going to hear you out to make a change.
No.
You're talking amongst yourselves and fighting. And at the end of the day, you're changing nothing but maybe your idealism amongst each other in that small echo chamber.
And that's it.
That's it.
They don't grow. That's it. It's like somebody told me once, it's like on the river, there's a pack of ducks. They just stay there. Tuk, 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 tuk. Oh. And I'm over here, the eagle trying to fly. It sounds like
that's exactly right.
Like bad when somebody's listening. They're like, "Oh, you're mean, right?" I'm not being mean, like I said, because I treat everyone with respect, bro. The whole family, all of them. I just listen because if I know that if I step and say, "Man, do the research, do this," it's gonna be like now it's a debate, but not a debate like just what we're doing. A debate of like them being angry, like, "No, you're wrong." Because you believe in him and what he's doing. Look, he's deporting all this stuff. And I'm like, dang.
Have you ever tried to de-escalate a situation when it gets to that point and you literally just want to follow your sword? You want the conversation to end and the argument to end. So you even appease them a little bit, you know, and maybe even start agreeing with them, even though you may not agree, just for the sake of not arguing
I done that.
And you're kind of going, can we end this talk or argument or whatever you want, discussion? And as you're doing so, it's almost like they pick up on what you're trying to do, and you become the antagonizer somehow. you're patronizing them when really you're just trying to say it's not important enough to argue about.
It's not,
and that is saying that alone makes them feel like what? And because I'm arguing about it, I'm stupid and inferior. Is that what you're trying to say? And it's an attack all of a sudden. And I'm sitting there going, man, that's the ego that I think is destroying, you know, all of these things.
Is that ego? That's true.
If we can recognize those moments and we'd be, all of us would be way better off.
Yeah. I kind of got my mom a little bit unveiling. Like she understood when I talk to her and I tell her, because with her, I'm open and let her know everything. But when like my stepdad and we're all there sitting, it's like when he's talking about this and I'm like, man, I already told my mom about this stuff. And then like she kind of agrees. But now that you're saying that, I guess she's like, I don't really want, because if I'm the wife, I say something, then it's just going to be like, kind of like, now I see that through her. Like, because when I talk to her, she's like, I understand.
So exactly. Because of all this, I want to put an idea out there that I really, at some point, I want to expand on and get a group together to actually do this.
Definitely.
To where we can salute, man. To where we can be 100% honest with each other. But more than that.
That's true. Oh, man.
What I mean is, if we could get a group of people together and honestly say what's on our mind without offending or being offended.
Yeah, nothing. I'm like, oh, good.
Just pure information.
Bro, good thing that you're saying. I was talking, sorry to disturb
you.
Right? I was talking to God about this. I was like, I know I'm fat. I know I need to work out and lose weight for me. And then I was telling God last time, I was like, man, if somebody comes and tells me that, I'm not even going to get offended because I already know it. I know what I got to do.
But it's funny because people do get offended.
But I know because I used to be that person.
Yeah, me too.
But not anymore. When somebody tells me, hey, Jesus, can I, like the people that are already in bail, like just like us, hey, can I just tell you something you won't get mad? No, man, brother, let me know. And then they go A, B, C, and D. And I'm like, man, out of all of those 5 points you taken, 3 of them I didn't know. And the other ones I know. And then they will tell me, are you mad that I told you this and that? Hell no.
That's why we hang out, Jesus, because
I love it.
You see this stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I love it.
I can't even hang around the people that can't see this stuff now. You know?
They get mad.
They're blind. They get mad. It sucks your energy out of you.
They do.
You know?
The energy
brings you down.
I'm like, I don't want it.
It's a misunderstanding anyway. So why even touch it? Why even play with it? And it's honestly, I don't know if my friends are watching this or not, but some of my best friends out there are still my best friends. Don't
oh yeah, wrong. The same with mine.
But there are some friends though that just don't want to talk to me because I simply think they just don't understand me anymore.
Yeah. Or they think that we're better than them.
Or that's a dude. Thank you for bringing that up because that is a big one. I'm sure all of y'all can relate to that because it's holier than thou, greater than thou. It's a pissing contest. You know, I've seen it in the spiritual world where you think it would never happen. My God, greater than thou kind of. I've seen it in prayers where people are praying and people trying to outdo each other in prayers. I imagine God is up there just really laughing his ass off on some of these things, you know,
Oh, yeah.
because we take it way too serious, you know, and that's another thing. If you can take every single situation we ever encounter in this life, in this realm on earth as human beings and take the seriousness out of it, now you're on the right track. You're on the right track. It sounds irresponsible and stuff, right? But no, fundamentally, it's irresponsible not to do this,
not to talk about it.
So
like,
it's
look the land
counterintuitive.
The moon landing and this stuff that is going on right now.
Artemis.
Yeah, and you know what Artemis, right? Like that's Apollo's sister. Like people, if you research, I'm like, oh, Apollo. They did the Apollo one. Now it's Artemis, and it's the sister of Apollo. Like if you unveil it and see what they're doing, it's evil. Everything around the names, it's
we call it clever.
It's agenda.
Yeah. So I would have to say,
dude, let me ask you, do you believe that they actually won?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Occam's razor says.
I don't.
Occam's razor says, you know, I'll say this. You ever people talk about the reality TV shows and they say that's not real. It's all scripted. Wouldn't it be easier to set up a camera and say, guys, do what reality is and just press button to start recording? Wouldn't that be easy?
Yeah.
As opposed to scripting it out and say, make sure we look like it's not scripted out.
It's not scripted. Yeah.
That's so hard to do. That would take very good actors, a lot of patience, a lot of redos, I'd imagine. What's the easier thing to do is to actually have reality television.
Yeah.
And just press play and go to reality.
Yeah.
That's Occam's razor. You know, the easiest solution tends to be the right solution.
But that's what is going on right now.
So what I'm saying is it seems easier to get them to the moon than to make it up, in my opinion.
Because sometimes I was debating that with my mom, but not fighting. He was just like, she knows that they win.
I'm not saying people out there who think that it didn't happen are wrong. Who am I to know? I wasn't there. I wasn't on Artemis. I didn't see shit. I didn't see none of it. But I'm just going to say, to fake that would require so many people to be silent for so long in footage and on and on and on and on.
Why did they say that it was the first time? Somebody said on there.
The first time going to the moon?
That was not the first time. Supposedly we went.
Well, they've been saying that since Apollo missions. I mean, they didn't think Apollo happened either.
Yeah.
So even if we actually landed on the moon, even if let's say, let's go on the premises that it is a conspiracy and we didn't do this. Okay.
Yeah.
When we do get on the moon, do you think they're going to accept it at that point? And how are we going to know?
How are we going to
see my point?
But then you can debate on like, why now? Oh, we lost.
What I don't get is why we flew around the moon and came back. Why can we land on it? We've done that before. So why aren't we going back to where we left off? That's what I don't understand. It seemed like a wasted trip in my opinion. Maybe I don't know a lot about what NASA's plan is. Maybe they know, because I don't know a lot about their plan,
bro. Because then I go a little bit up and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of things in the Bible that says we live in a dome. I'm not talking about people need to understand that they get in their mindset of flat earth and round. We live in an interdimensional platform that there's no existence on a round or flat earth. We don't understand that. It's uncomprehended to know that we live in a platform that we don't know.
I would like someone to go explore and find the edge of the earth and take a picture for me.
Yeah.
Has anyone done that yet?
No.
Why not? All you flat earthers. Hey, are people listening to this podcast? You got people commenting, right? Yeah. I would love to know what their comments are on this stuff. You know, it seems that we're never going to get to the bottom of this.
We're never, bro.
We're going to talk about it forever. All of us and all the podcasts that ever exist from here to eternity.
You know why, right? Because that's what they want us to be talking about.
Well, that's okay. It's interesting.
It's interesting because it's not the truth.
I think we need to prescribe to Occam's razor more these days than ever.
Yeah.
Because of AI and different things and misinformation. We try to believe only what we've seen, but I'll tell you what, man, I've seen some things with my own eyes I still don't believe. So there's even, I've learned through psychotherapy that we actually observe things that aren't always exactly true as well. I mean, we're looking, you get down to science, and I don't want to get too deep unless you want to one day on this. So one subject about the double slit experiment where
we're going to bring somebody that we
that knows about a lot about it,
and we can get in deep. A good debate deep.
We need a really good physicist to come in here and talk to us, because I want to pick his brain. I want him to challenge me on things I think I know. Really, that'd be awesome if we could get that. So if you're listening in your physics
or you know
major
somebody
or your site,
that it's in Houston, because I know there's a lot of them here, bro.
If you're an astrophysicist, reach out to us.
That's why when I sit down now, it's like, and I read the Bible and stuff, and I'm like, then now that they're saying that the Bible, many years that it was been written by man, and I'm like, man, okay, because if I don't believe that they went to the moon, then why does the Bible say that there's a dome and we cannot get out? We cannot get out.
See, I think that dome is.
Then that means that the Bible is wrong.
No, I think the interpretation. I think the word dome. Let's say if you're using the word dome, we got to define what dome is.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone has a really good
We
explanation.
don't know. And I'm not talking about
the dome. Could be the entire universe.
Yeah, the dome. That's true. But nobody explains it.
No.
That's why when we read the Bible, it's like I'm trying to decipher. Like, okay, then I know that I'm not talking about a dome like that or flat earth or circle. I'm like, okay, then why do you say that nobody has gotten out from Earth?
Have you read James, the book of James or Peter, recently? Anytime recently?
On the Bible? No.
Yeah, in the Bible.
No, I need to read that.
Do it, because and all of y'all try it. Just start reading it. Yeah. It's like reading a book that was written yesterday. The way they even speak, they don't even use words like "out thou be ost to" and old language. No, it's just, it's plain simple English, as if I'm talking to you right now, almost like childlike. It's almost, and I never thought that before when I was a child reading the Bible. It was always encrypted and mystic and kind of confusing. And I didn't. When they say dome, do they mean this? Do they mean that? When they say Christ lives inside of me, do they literally mean inside me? Like, where is he? He's inside? Does he hear this? It's like, no, I couldn't understand it, and I gave up on it. But as an adult, way more sophisticated, a lot more educated.
Yeah,
I read it, and now it seems not even close to mystical or coded. As a matter of fact, it tends to have the opposite, where it's almost childlike. That's a really big contrast for me in my life in the Bible.
Yeah,
for me in my life, it's strange how that happened, because I put the Bible away for a while. For maybe over a decade.
I know I did too. Like,
because it didn't make sense to me.
Gave it to me. So.
It just says you can make interpretations out of all this stuff because of how they say it. It's so broad. But now knowing what I know, and I've taken that blue pill or whatever, the red pill or blue pill to see behind the matrix, the veil of the matrix, man, it starts to make a lot more sense now. As if he's talking directly about this life and the afterlife. But this life is temporary. Temporary. Yeah. It's so small. It's like a spark in the night. Bro, it's just a spark.
And they show to us on the movies. I don't know if you've seen that cartoon, the Soul movie. It's a cartoon called Soul, where the guy dies and then he's going through the light and he said, "No, I don't."
It's called Soul.
Soul, yeah, and it's a cartoon. It's really good. It's on Disney. Probably your kids have seen it.
I am going to watch
it, and watch it, and with the perspective of what we know, you're gonna be like. Because now you're like, when people are telling, oh, you always got to follow the light. They're like, no, when you follow the light is when you're reincarnating back to this world again. Because they show when...
That's amazing.
They show a video where the woman, where she's pregnant, there's a spark. And,
really?
And they show that on the movie. When they go to the light, it shows the spark. When it's the baby, the woman is pregnant. So like, follow the light, follow the light, follow the light. But you reincarnated back to this world again. And you have to go back to go through, transcend to where it is next. So I've been looking to that, and I was like, oh, that is crazy, because we're going to go through it when we die. And like, there's the light, and then I don't want to go through the light because I don't want to come back to this world, man. Hell no. When I ask people, I ask other people, they're like, I do. Because I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do that. But you're coming back to the same old system, probably even worse.
It's funny because we're talking about this, and it's so relevant. Because as I was talking about 1 Peter, he even says it in here in a very, very direct way, and I'm trying to find it right now, and I can't find it right this. But it says it. We're only here for a very short time. It says, as if it's telling you it already. Like Peter already knows. Like, hey, this life we're living is such a. It's an illusion. It's a construct of time. It's just a series of events that look like time when you put them together. It reminds me of back when motion pictures were coming into an existence. All they were series of individual pictures put next to each other that one's slightly different than the next. That's how cartoons are made now, obviously, where they put them in succession. So in your way you look is 19 frames a second.
Yeah.
So when you see a movie, they're throwing 19 more than 19, something like more than that, 20 plus frames every second to make it look like it's in a seamless movie. But they're really just stills.
They're stills, yeah.
They're just photos,
yeah,
that are put in motion in succession,
yeah,
that look like they're moving, which makes the illusion of time. But it's not. Time doesn't exist. It's an illusion. You know, it is an illusion. And we can go. That's a whole other podcast if we wanted to talk about that. But I'm shortening it up to say that's kind of how it looks. Is that the way we're talking and the way you're looking at our podcast right now is more than 19 frames a second.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it's an illusion that time exists.
Yep.
When it really doesn't. So this life of ours, if you think about your past, it's like a dream now, isn't it? Like it happened. You know it happened. But it's almost like it didn't exist. Because you're living right now.
You're living right now. On this avatar that I have here.
Exactly. And the future hasn't come yet. So your only moment is right now. And if your only moment is right now, the future's yet to come and the past is like a dream, then our life is like a spark, quick ended like that, short period, temporary moment that we are here, because the bigger picture is eternity, which is not the life of this world.
No. And we're not the only ones.
That has been a struggle of mine. Exactly. That has been a struggle of mine my entire life, of going, we are living, because all I knew was life. A lot of y'all are trying to say, wait a second, this is the only life we have.
No.
This is it. This is the cat's meow. This is it. No, this is an illusion. This is just one. This is, I would have to say, if I was to use a 4-course meal, this is us just grabbing one ingredient from the grocery store. It's not even chopped up and made and ready to eat.
None of that yet.
That's all we're witnessing. We might even just be thinking about buying that 1 clove of garlic at the store. We haven't gone to the store yet. That is our life.
Yeah.
Where the rest of eternity is the gourmet meal.
Yeah.
We're missing out, guys. Yeah. Because I think that we have thinking this is the 4-course meal.
Oh, we got a lot to. That's why when we say dead, it's like, no, we're just transcending.
We're just transcending.
We're just transcending to
We're just next. Energy going from one form to another.
One form to another one.
This where we're in is just compacted energy into form that has to exist in a sequence that we call time.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like the world, how it, and the system. Because like we were talking about the moon, is like when I tell people I believe in demons, and they're like, oh, but you believe in demons, but you don't believe that they went to
how is that
to the
possible,
moon?
Right?
How is that possible?
Jeez.
That's when I'm like, damn, I get to thinking, right?
It's like, I believe in Satan, and where's God in all this? Even the God believers believe in that Satan exists.
Yeah.
I think some Satanists are yelling through the screen if they're watching right now, which I don't think anyone.
And it's crazy because
they do believe in God.
We're like heading to where we at right now to, like, they're already showing you everything out there because they have to show you somehow the way in movies or
that's exactly how they do it.
And now we're going to the aliens. Now there's gonna be that part that I don't know. I feel it that it's coming. I don't know how they're gonna do it. And yes, you already know they're demons, interdimensional beings that they don't have these.
20 years ago,
they can go.
I would think you were insane.
They can go through the dimensions. We can't, but they can. And the other question will be like, why can they and not us?
You're touching on a lot.
Man, that's because God created the angels first on his own image and gave them everything to know. But when they started on fulfilling God's vision and mission, that's when they became that interdimensional being. And I'm learning all of this stuff right now, bro. And I'm not like into focusing into much, but it's just God telling me it's like, hey, it's just,
Read James
but
and First
I
Peter.
want to read
They're
on my
back to
own.
back, so it kind of flows into one another.
Yeah. But I feel good like when I feeling all of this stuff, like what's coming, and I'm like, are they, because Blue Beam and all of this stuff that they have, the blue, all of the stuff that they're gonna throw out there to us to believe that it's here. It's man-made, but who helped them? The interdimensional beings. That who are they? There's the demons, the falling angels, the Nephilims. All of the stuff that we live here is still here. It's just that we live now. We go back to that because it's the matrix, it's the simulation, but it's on a different stage.
My man likes to open up every can in the pantry.
Right? But when I explain it like that slow, you just stop and you're like, damn. If you read the Bible and like you there's a lot of, I don't read the Bible like other people do. I just like open it up and what God tells me that I gotta read, I decipher it, and then He just gives me the wisdom, just like Solomon. He's giving me the wisdom and the eye opener, but now He's telling me, please do not put all the attention on it. Do what I put you in that world, the gifts that I gave you, flourish that.
That's one of them.
And you transcend. When you're gonna transcend, that's fine. But you do what I gave it to you right now. And I feel so good when I'm like, oh man, I love doing the podcast. I'm like, man, God, you gave me these gifts that I wake up not angry. I wake up happy, smiling. I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do this. Like what I'm doing, I want to fulfill on these next 10 years what we're going to fulfill with the show, with everything. And it's something that is like, the energy is so like I even question myself, damn, the old Jesus, none of that.
You know what I caught myself doing? What you're talking about. I get angry every now and then still, at certain circumstances, and immediately I catch myself nowadays. I used to never catch myself. I can catch myself even before it happens. But sometimes in the moment, as I'm doing, I realize, what am I doing? What are you doing, Aaron? Because all I realized, am I really hurt? Is my ego literally so hurt that I have to rebuttal in a negative way? The answer most of the time, 90%, is no. So why am I acting angry? Because I'm acting, I think. It means, it's kind of like this. If you do something to me, I don't want you to do that again. So I'm going to act angry. It might deter you from doing it again, but it's an act. I might not even really be angry, but I don't want it to happen again.
Just acting.
So, and especially as I hate to say this because I'm a boss. I'm the owner of several businesses. I got employees.
It's part of your path.
You have to react or they think they can get away with whatever. And I realized how do you act is definitely important. But I used to think that people wanted to see or needed, I'm sorry, not wanted, but needed to see me pissed off in order to get a result. And I realized how dumb. I'm destroying myself to put a point across that can be done a different way, honestly.
Yeah. And you're seeing that now.
And I'm seeing it more and more. And as the more I see it daily, the more I'm able to extinguish it and put it out.
I don't know if I can say this.
Can we get to an end? And I want you to say what you're going to say, but can we get to a point to where we can kill our ego to the point where nothing bothers us? I want to know. There's only several people in history I know of who could do this. Gandhi being one, Jesus. We can name a few others. But what were you going to say? Seriously.
That day that we were over there and you had that call, I mean, you remember, right? And
I've had a lot of these calls. You got to be more specific.
Where we were with Candy and what we were doing. Oh, I think it was the first day of the chamber, I think.
Okay.
And then somebody called you and you got a little angry because I think you were
losing
money to concrete.
Yes. Yeah, I had a client that was trying to take advantage of us and con us out of money simply because he didn't want to pay.
And just like, we got to go. Because you were going to go to Woodlands. And you're like, no, I'm not going to Woodlands anymore. I
remember that.
How did you react after that? Because I know that you felt it two ways.
I did.
Like, I don't want to act like just
it destroyed my night.
Boss, or I had to react on the unveiling part there. Hey, it's just, hey, shit.
I didn't go to that thing in the Woodlands when I should have, because
it was important.
It was important. And I felt like I couldn't be myself in front of people because of how it affected me. This person who was clearly, and it was very clear and obvious that he was trying to con us out of work we did, and we would be out thousands of dollars. And we're a small company, you know, it hurts. And it was clear it was, you know, when you try to say, the sky's blue, and he's like, no, it's red. And no, you're wrong. And I'm not paying because you're wrong. You know, you're right. So it got to me. This is God testing me. And God does this to us all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I reacted in a way that was surprised me, honestly, because it was the way I used to act. It did upset me. I haven't been that upset in a long time. And honestly,
I felt the energy.
Yeah. And I recognized it. It got the better of me for that day. It really did. It ruined my night. I got better towards the end of the night, but I didn't go to that event because of it. And that was the wrong thing to do. And
it's going to happen to all of us.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen to me again, probably.
Yeah. It's not the first time.
If you recognize what it happened and you're able to do something different next time and you make little improvements, I think you've won that game if you're doing that.
Yeah. It's like where I went to see my daughter, I overreacted at the store. Good thing that I didn't overreact it, because she said something that it hit my emotions. And then I didn't stop. And I'm like, oh man. And the lady's like right there, we're cashing out. Good thing that the lady that was cashing us out, she was really smart enough to change the conversation. So she did that and had a conversation with my daughter. If not, I think that emotion that I had, I could scale it up in front of right there at the store with people that, for what?
For what? And I'm glad you brought this up, Jesus.
Because I told that to my mom, and she's like, why you did that? And I was like, but I stopped. And she was like, and I learned a lesson too right there, that I'm like, I cannot be doing that, because I'm leading an example to her that, oh man, I cannot have this money to spend to buy me that sweater because it's $100 and this and that. I'm like, no, I'm leading an example to her that when she grows up, like, oh, my dad's, I'm like, I don't want her to be thinking about that.
Absolutely. Let's deep dive on this, because I want to go into this, because this is a problem that everybody has.
Yeah.
Right?
And like, now that I understand it, I told my mom, like, he hurt me, not because I saw her face.
Can we break it down? Let's break down what you're talking about and what I went through that day that you brought up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Why did I get upset? Why did you get upset? Was it your ego, really? What was it? Because I said to you right before this, sometimes you feel like you have to act a certain way to get something done.
Yeah.
In this instance, I wasn't trying to get something done other than trying to get this guy to stop conning me.
Yep.
If you would have done something different, I wonder how that situation would have turned out, mine and yours.
That's true.
What if I allowed the guy just say, you know what, you're right, even though he wasn't. You're right, and went ahead with what he wanted me to do, which was to not make him pay. What would you do in your situation if you did the complete opposite?
Then, because the situation right there was that that girl, because she's from Mexico, the lady, she goes to Mexico too, right? So she asked my daughter, oh, so you're gonna go see your dad, on July? And then my daughter said, I don't think so, because she wants grandpa to come. And then right there, it had to be the ego. It's like, oh no. I said, no, you're coming on July, right? Because he doesn't have to come. You're my daughter, like I'm your dad, But I didn't say that. I just said that, no, you are coming. She's like, no, I'm not, if he's not coming. And then I could have escalated more, but that's when the girl saw that. And then she like made the conversation to my daughter a different way.
What if you were to say, that's okay, daughter?
That should have been the answer, because she was happy with what I'm buying. She was actually buying some stuff for her mom. And then she bought some stuff that she liked there. We were at Guest, at the outlet in Guest. And then when the lady mentioned that I just, woof.
Have you ever had anyone in your life where you said you're going to do something? Maybe, hey, I'll be there next Saturday. I'll be there at 2:00, and 2:00 comes and you didn't show. You didn't call him. And then maybe I'll call you later and he says, let's just redo it next Saturday at 2:00. No problem. Let's do that. And you don't show up again. And this keeps happening and happening. Maybe 10 times, let's say, just to make a point. Would you keep calling that guy back? And what if that guy, when you did call back, just says, hey, this is no problem. How about next Saturday at 2? What if you can't break this guy? And you keep screwing him over and not showing up at 2 o'clock on Saturday. But he keeps calling you saying, it's fine.
But he never showed up. He never shows
No,
up.
you
I never show up.
didn't show up. Would you show up? Maybe it takes you 50 times to stand him up, 50 times. But he still says, it's okay, Jesus, you didn't show up last Saturday. It's fine. What about this Saturday?
What about this Saturday?
And it never ends.
Dang, that's crazy because
What would you do? Would you eventually show up?
Yeah,
I think I would.
Yeah, I would. And the other thing is the patience of that man.
The patience.
Because
it says so much.
Follow up. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna follow up anyways."
But you didn't show up 30, 40, 50 times in a row. His ego should be shot by now.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, God was telling him he's coming. And
well, maybe we don't know that story. But my point is the power of him letting it not get to his ego and responding to you in a way that says, you didn't show up last Saturday too. It's okay, Jesus. I love you anyway.
Damn. Dude, and the craziest thing is that when that happened, I getting off that store, I shouldn't have said that. I said, man, we spent $250 here. But I didn't say it as angry. Right? I just said, you know how hard I work to come and see. Like I said that to her. And that's legit. I felt so bad.
Let me ask you a question. Is that a bad thing to say to her, to let her know?
No, but it should have been different.
Okay.
Not in the store. Maybe later on through the day when we went to have dinner and we were at the hotel, like, hey, you know what? I actually spent this much. I'm not telling you. I just want to let you know that how hard I work and the hard work that I come and see you, but in a position that I'm not out there just babbling.
So let me try rephrasing something, because what I heard, and I'm trying to do this for myself too as you're talking.
Yeah.
One was very ego-centric, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Meaning, do you know how much trouble I went through? Oh, that's ego. Ego. How much trouble? When the narrative maybe should be, if you just, hey, it hurts me to know, given how much trouble I went into this for you, to not get it reciprocated.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to talk about without coming off sounding bitter.
Yeah. Like you say, you see how you change the words? The wording matters too.
It does.
Because it hurts you, but it hurts more her.
So try saying it in a different way if you took ego out of it. Meaning, if it wasn't that, man, you spend a lot of effort and time, what's the different reason? If you take ego out of it, that can no longer be the reason. So what would be the reason? And what would you say to her then?
I think that after that conversation of July and that she didn't want to come, I think right there it should have ended. My mindset would have been, okay, that's it. You know, whatever next I needed to say should have been differently. The wording, right? But not there.
What matters more, your effort or her knowing?
No, I think her knowing. Because I want her to know, like, I'm leading an example, but not as that way, because I don't want her to repeat the same thing when she's older and be like, oh, I saw my dad doing the same thing. I'm like, no, because I'm like, yes, I'm working hard for this, but I'm my own boss. I'm my own thing. I'm doing it and I have time to do it for you. So I have to lead as a dad. I know we're not perfect dads and we will never be, but to know that I'm like, hey, I don't want to lead that way where she's going to end up on her mindset. I'm going to act the same way when she has her kids. I don't want that. I want her to know that when that happens to her, it's like, oh, it's okay. You know, when I get home, I just, hey, as your mother, I work hard in this, but I want you to lead as an example to you. So when you grow older, you don't act the same way as I am doing right now. Like that mindset is not going to happen at that moment because our ego and the emotions are there that you just want to blah, 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 blah. And that's when you just shut up and be like, let's keep on going through the day, whatever, because it was still early, man. We still had a lot more stuff to do. So at that, I changed my smile. I think I gave her a big hug. I said, hey, you know what? You know that I love you so much. Let's keep on having fun. And we had the best fun that day. But imagine if I would have kept my ego and that madness and my energy like that, she wouldn't have had a good time. I wouldn't have had a good time. And then she would have probably be like, not said anything to me, but I could have said it on her energy like, damn, just because of that, I came, you came to see me. I'm seeing you for this week, and now we messed up the whole day because of just that one little moment.
I agree.
Because I
100%.
done it before. Because my
Yeah.
mom knows that. She's like, when I told her that, she's like, now you see like how you acting now, because the beginnings when you used to go see her, I was actually the other opposite. I would go at it, and then I was still mad the whole day.
You want to know something? I remember the day, an instance of circumstance where I recognized for the first time in my life that I had an ego that could be a problem.
Hmm.
And it was simple. It was a simple act. I before I was a father, I didn't know about ego all that much. And then I had my first child, and I remember he was just an infant, really, maybe less than, 1 year, less than a year old. And I remember we were going to go to a birthday party. It was one of my really good friends, and he had a kid as well, and they were going to have a birthday party. And I said, it's time for us to go to this birthday party. And I can't remember the reasons why, but my wife didn't want to go. And I got to the point where we had an argument, and I said, okay, fine, y'all can stay here. I'm going to the party, because my ego was saying, y'all aren't going to tell me what to do. This is my friend's house. This is my friend's, son's first birthday, and I'm going. And whether it's hell or high water, with or without you. And I got in the car, turned on the engine, put it in reverse, and realized I'm the only one in the car, right? Because it's just me. And realized I can't do this. Put it back in park, walked inside, and my wife was like, what are you doing back? You didn't go. And I said, I broke down. I broke down crying, and I said, I just now realized that none of it's worth it without them.
Without them, yeah.
Me going to that party alone seemed ridiculous by myself. And that was when I realized that the ego was there.
Yeah.
That it almost got the best of me. It put me in the car, started it, and put it in reverse before I could realize, hey, it's not about you.
No. And I think that's how we see it now here, us like on events and people that invite you to go. There was a time that I got invited to so many, I didn't go to none of them. Not because I know that it was a good network event, but it was like, I don't need to go. And I felt good that I didn't go. And they would ask me, oh, you missed this. You could have, maybe got a couple of clients, but it was like, I didn't need to go. I didn't need to go. But there are some times that I'm like, I should have went.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's not the ego is there that now it's like you realizing yourself, like, because I went to so many damn events before I started doing an event after event after event, and I was just going because free drinks and free this, and I wasn't really actually connecting with people. But when I started really going and connecting with people and going through this and that,
I think we've all gone through this.
Yeah, and
all of us,
yeah. You guys, it doesn't even matter if you don't have a business. You're connecting with your fellow friends at your work. Lunchtime, you all sit down at the table, or you might probably eat together, go out to eat.
As small and stupid as this might sound, but people always ask, "What's the point of life? What's the purpose?"
Right, that's the question.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
relationships,
right.
Us doing this, talking, getting to know you, our audience.
Yeah,
bringing them in, talking. That really is it. Because what else is there when you got God and you enter God in that equation? What does God want? Your television? No, he wants relationship with you. That is the most important thing he wants. So if that's the most important thing he wants, then that's got to be the most important thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what you own. It's not about how good you are to somebody to make you feel special or important. That's why. And I don't want to sound like a Saturday morning special, but
no. It's that word love, man. You love one another, like the Bible. Love your neighbor. Just love each other.
Is that hard to do?
And it's not.
And it isn't. It isn't, and it is. Let's do this. Right? Let's do this on the exercise real quick. Let's touch on this for a second. You ever notice through the kids when they say, if you were to go to your kids and say, because I got two kids, I got a younger, older son. So the older, let's just say the younger kid, if I said, you need to go up to Bo, my oldest son, and say, you're stupid. He'd be like, that sounds fun. Let's do it. And go and actually do it. If I was to say, hey, you need to go and say, I love you, Bo. He's going to go, oh, Dad, really? Do I have to? You're right. What happened here? Why? Why the difference? Why is one negative and it's like, yeah. The other one's positive and it's like,
You don't want to do it. You don't want to
it's
do it.
bashful. They're bashful like they're embarrassed to show love.
Good.
There's something here, guys. We
Yes.
can talk in this subject a whole nother episode too if we wanted to. But let's talk about this because it's very interesting. I find it extremely interesting that it should be equal on both sides. It's not.
Both sides. Damn. You're so right, bro.
Why is there so much inequality there?
Because I don't even say I love you to my mom, but I say it to her on the text or on a freaking.
And sometimes
messenger.
we stumble when we say it. Our parents, I say to my kids without hesitation, I love you, son. I love you so much. And they go, I love you too, Dad. I love you too. I used to do that. My parents would say, I love you. I'd be like, I love you too. Like, why can't you just go, I love you too? Isn't that
maybe that other side of like the evil of saying that, the word love is so powerful that the entities on the other side, they're like keeping you away to be like, we don't want them to use love to tell your friend or to tell you, hey man, Aaron, I really love you, bro.
That's part of it. That could be a big part of it. For some people, we're all so different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the majority of us, fear of making yourself vulnerable. And we think that by me saying I love you makes us vulnerable. Because if I say I love you, dude, I might be thinking, you're thinking, I can take advantage of this guy because his guard's not up. See, the ego destroys the reality of things. If I really love you, your ego is going to destroy that by putting up a wall, or my ego. It's just, it's a play that's not, it's our internal turmoil. And it happens to do with free will.
Free will, yeah.
You can't love someone by forcing them to love you. This is why God gave us free will. How are you supposed to love God if he's saying, you have to love me or else? You're going to get false love from that person. Because he's going to say, oh, he's going to strike me down with a bolt of lightning if I don't love him. So I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And is that real? No,
you're just
saying
pure
fear. It's just pure fear and just saying it. But really, it's about the ego. And God had to give us that. This is the struggle. We go day to day. Everything seems to be equal. When you talk about math, 1 equals 1. 1 plus 2 equals 3. There's the equal sign. This is equal and this is equal. If they're on a balance beam, it's simply straight across. It's not one is heavier than the other. So why is it when it comes to love and expressing it, they're so different?
It's like when they say 1 plus 1 is not 2.
The only other thing, exactly. And the only other thing I know when it comes to what this is logic and reason, I mean, this is literally what they could call, and I don't know if you took it, what is it, algebra or geometry, where they put therefore, this is this, therefore this has to be true.
Yeah.
The logic, this is all this is. The only other thing I know besides the whole I love you versus I hate you is light and dark.
Light and dark.
You cannot turn on darkness. I can flip this light switch on, I can bring light. Is there a dark switch somewhere? No. You can't turn on darkness.
No.
Light kills darkness. Darkness doesn't overcome light. It's the other way around. That's unequal. That's unequal. So those are the two things I've noticed in the entire universe, as far as I know, that are unequal. Everything else is equal. You got your protons and your electrons bouncing each other out. You got gravity going around just in equilibrium, the right, so we don't fall into the sun or fling out into space, and we all die. Either way, we go into the sun and die. We flung out into space and we die. But no, we are right in equilibrium.
That's very true.
Everything's on an equal sign except for these two ideals, and I can't figure that out. And I hope I've got you to think, some of you guys, because I think about these two things often, and I see it in my kids every time I talk to them. They're actually pretty open about it, more than I was as a kid. I say, I love you, son, and they go, I love you too, Dad. Just like that.
Because I tell it to my dad. Like I said, I tell her. But
it's because I think they honestly believe it, because I had to.
But why is it hard for me to tell it to my mom? Like, every time I want, like, she's probably watching. It's like I'm sitting down with her, and it's something inside of me tells me, like, just, not to say it, bro. And it's just her. And I have a good relationship with her now, the best of the best now. But like for me, like I do say it sometimes and correctly, like, hey, I love you, but not often enough. And that's what I'm like. When I was in the train, I was like, I need to give the flowers to everybody, like we're talking about, just to let them know, just like you. Hey, Aaron, I love you, bro. I love that you're a friend. Oh, I did that. Somebody on a video said, hey, man, have you called five of your last, it doesn't matter if they're
Mm,
old friends
hmm.
or new friends, and letting them know that, hey,
Correct.
brother, man, I know that you just started this
Have you?
business. No. And when, no, wait, when he did that, I didn't call them, but I texted them.
You know, that's part of the 12-step program. When you're coming off of alcohol or drug abuse, they give you 12 steps to get to
Huh.
recovery. And one of them is writing letters or showing up and unconditionally apologizing.
And that hit that when I saw that video, he's like, do it. He even said it. Pause this podcast, call your five friends or whoever, and let them know. And when
Super
I saw
powerful.
that, bro, I didn't. I was in the train, but I didn't call. There was no sign. I was
You know,
so
it's,
I texted and I said, man, I know you started this. I believe in you, and you got this. Don't forget about other. I don't know who it was, but I said, forget what other people think about around you or this, but you got this. And it was somebody that hadn't texted, and they tasted back, and they were like, oh, thank you for saying
I've
that.
had people reach out to me after they've been recovered saying things. I know I've done some bad things the past, people from high school even, and I've totally regretted it. And I want you to please forgive me and know that going forward, you got me if you need me at any point. Thank you for being a part of my life. You know, I've had someone do that to me. I've done that to some people already.
And look how simple is that
It's
one.
so
You just said
simple.
it.
It's just I just said it and it was done. It's done.
But when you have that person in front of you, it's like,
Well, hopefully you can have that
and,
person in front of you.
and bro, and it's crazy because you said something important too. Embarrassment. Embarrassment to who?
Mm-hmm.
It's the family that lives there. And even if the same family thinks like, oh, he said love you to mom, why? And like, who cares? It's like
And
you're saying it.
and look, there are some people out there. I'm one of them. I have a very close people who I don't talk to anymore. I don't physically see them or talk to them. My ex-wife being one, my brother, and my sister-in-law. There's three right there. I haven't talked to in years. They wouldn't recognize me. If I saw them, of course I still love all three of them because the experience I went through and the ego killing I did, it allowed me to get back to where I can love these people even though they did me wrong.
Yeah.
Even though I did them wrong, I'm sure too, but I at least recognized my portion of it.
Your portion of it. Yep.
And I would love to go and tell them how sorry I am for my portion. But I don't see them physically. They don't give me the time or space
For
to
you to
do
say
it.
that.
And that's one thing that I'm struggling with, yes. But internally, I know what my heart would do if they were in front of me. But we don't always get that chance. Some people have died and we don't get that chance. And that's unfortunate. And I get that. But I promise you, just because they died doesn't mean they aren't hearing you. As a matter of fact, I think they got hyper big ears now. And
Oh yeah. Now
they see your heart, not just your words and what they hear. It's the heart and intent all the way. They see right through you. These people you love and that are no longer here, who are dead. It's fine.
And it's funny because God sends them to you in a way that you won't recognize. This happened to me
Mm-hmm.
because we lost our puppy a couple of months ago, right? And I went to the ironworks before I went to vacation, and I was lost. And then I was walking, and I looked to my left, and it was a little store where for dogs, right? And there was a little puppy. That puppy looked straight to me, bro. I didn't go in. I'm like, oh, cute puppy. I left. I saw my friend from 8 years, and then from there I went to the lady to pick up what I bought from my daughter. But you're not gonna believe what happened, bro. While I was talking to the lady, that lady that I didn't even see the lady that was from the dog, but I recognized the dog. The dog saw me, came all the way, sat down beside me, and would not leave. The lady told me he doesn't do that.
Wow.
What? And then I told her this.
Yeah.
Do you know that I saw when I came in, and he recognized me right now, and look what he's doing. And then I told her the story. I had a dog that passed away. You know what that's happening? It's your dog's telling you that she's okay. Bro, I told that story to my mom. She was like, damn. And I said, that was the part of my dog that it's a way telling me, because my mom said the way she said it to me was different. The way he said it to you, it was different. So every way, the same the same way. She's like, when we lost our COVID and all that happened, she's like, on my dreams, that's how my sister and the people that died, they came to me that way. And I was like, everybody's way, they're gonna come to tell you, but you gotta let them go. That's the only thing. We gotta let them go. Sometimes we go through these things that we have, and we're like, oh no, 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 you got that.
How do you grasp other things if you're holding on to something else?
Yeah, like now when everybody that's hard.
You gotta let go to grasp something else.
And that's hard for everybody, bro. Like
letting
for
go,
a lot of cultures.
Letting go is some of the hardest things.
They're like,
look, if you're having a pretty good life, what is there to let go? You're like, let go of this? Nah, no, thank you, man.
No. But if you lose it,
but if you're in a position where, look, God can put you in positions where you have nothing left to lose.
No,
and it makes it easier. I'll tell you that. But you have to be in a place that's really tough.
Yeah, and the only thing to do is just go up.
Because that's right.
You were here.
That's where I was, man. I'll tell you that.
I'm like,
only had one way to go.
And like, where do I gotta? Like now I see it this way. I'm like,
well, you know how it got down to the very bottom is by me ignoring it and being in my own way.
Yeah.
She says, "You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it."
That's how.
You hit the very rock bottom. You're like, you better get it now because there's nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere else to go. Yeah, there's nowhere else to go.
How stupid can you be? Death is the only thing, and then you're gonna find out if you killed yourself.
And that's how
it's a whole.
And then imagine that's how a lot of people kill themselves, and all of these things. The people that were so rich before, and they lost everything, and then they were gone.
They end up in heaven talking to God, and they're all like, "Ah, man, that was just a play. I was just an actor in a play. I took it way too serious."
That's why now it's good that we're learning all of the things, because it can happen to all of us. We can be here, and then whoop, oh, I'm okay.
So how does this apply to H-Town Unplugged? I'll tell you how.
Yes.
We live in this universe of these things we're talking about. It's about relationships. It's about the businesses and the day-to-day of what you fill your life with, your minutes of your life with. If you're going to punch in a clock and flipping burgers at McDonald's, let's say, just to trade your time in for some money so you can go buy, I don't know, some earpods, you're doing it wrong, because the earpods is the most important thing, and you're going and trading your time for money to get it. That's not relationship building. That's something for yourself. Those are items.
Materialistic things. We ain't taking none of that, bro.
We're trying to connect people in Houston.
Yes. And
Here in Houston. This is a big metropolis. It's going to be even bigger here in the next 10 years. We want to be here at the ground floor with you. We are all evolving into better beings, I would hope, as we grow older, into our businesses, getting kids, getting new friends, realizing things about ourselves, hopefully killing the ego.
Yes, yes.
Because if you kill your ego, and I'm going to try to push our audience almost every show if I can to kill your ego.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder, even if I just have to say it like that, just don't forget to kill your ego today.
I think that's like, say it at the beginning and the middle and at the end.
It's like time. Bob Barker saying,
"Oh yeah,
spay and neuter all your pets." At every single show, he said that every single show. Like, what did that have to do with The Price is Right? It didn't. That was just his message.
Or the guy that used to paint the big afro.
Oh yeah, Bob.
That's the other guy. That's the one that I was.
What's his name?
It was Bob something, but I used to watch him.
He has his own channel now.
But he's dead now.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh, God.
I used to watch him.
His name's gonna bother me forever.
I know.
Everyone out there's yelling it at the camera or the screen. I bet you right now. Bob Ross. That's where Bob Ross. From. So,
yes,
it
was peaceful to watch him, bro.
Very peaceful. And there's something to that too. You're kind of wondering how boring is this and everything, but there's something to that. We don't see it as kids. We're so blinded. All you kids, if y'all are any kids watching this show right now, y'all
have a lot of thumbs up. So that's good.
A lot of confused kids out there if they're watching this show. I tell you. But if you see a lot of thumbs up coming on this show right now,
yeah, I looked in here and it was thumbs up. So I was like,
so we're getting through to some people, hopefully. And
so I'm just like he was saying, H-Town Unplugged, priorities, the restaurants and the food industry. That's what the main, because we have the tequila, so we want to make sure we merge all that.
One of the hierarchies of needs.
Yeah, food. And then after that, I mean, like I said, we have other business owners insurance, whatever you own, right? And even if you don't have a business and you want to sit down, like we were saying right now, hey man, I wish we have. No, let's not wish. We will have it. The guy, the physicist, and we can go in there. We'll definitely have some person out there watching us. They're like, hey, you know what? I know somebody in Houston that's in the University of
I'm
Houston.
extremely an amateur when it comes to astrophysics,
Mm-hmm.
but I know more than the average bear. So I would like to encourage someone to come challenge me on these subjects. Really, honestly,
because those are the beautiful. That's relationship.
yeah.
We're giving a platform to the food industry, to somebody that's starting, or a entrepreneur, a kidpreneur, and live, that they're watching live, that they can comment, that they can say anything live, and we're giving the authentic us. We're not changing. We're here. I'm not. This was church. And before we finish this, is the pastor in church, man.
Wait, this is church. We're talking about God.
Man, I
We're
know,
drinking
right?
liquor, and what are we doing?
No, before we even ended, I hit this good. The pastor said something good. He's like, social media is out there, and this AI, and this is the time that you have to be truthfully authentic to yourself. We see how he said, I know I'm gonna hurt. He even said it. I'm gonna hurt some people and ladies right now. Oh, the filter after filter after filter.
My God.
You think God cares about those filters? You think that He created those filters? Man, when he said that, I laughed, bro, and I was like,
Can I bring up that filter for a second? Because it's like filter on filter on filter. Who are y'all kidding? Are you going to see these people in real life? Because if you do, they're going to be like, are you the person with all those filters? I don't even recognize you. It's happened to me already. More
I
than
don't put
once.
no filters, bro.
I have no filters. I'm just
this is
saying.
me.
You know, on the dating apps,
Yeah.
filters.
Oh yeah, you see that.
And you're going to meet him in person one day, you think.
Yeah.
And then you meet him in person, you go, there's no way that's the same person. Why would you lead me on to believe you look like this? And then you show up as if I'm not going to find out.
And I mean, I'm not hating on
It's crazy.
because guys do it too. But I'm
crazy.
like me, love me the way I fucking am. Sorry about my cussing.
That's real, bro.
I'm not gonna put a filter.
There you go.
I'm doing a video. It's 4K. The way it is, the way the real is. It's I don't like it. Oh, you know what? No, forget that, man. God doesn't care about the filters. Did He create us with filters? This was society putting out there. So we like, let's make them so they can look more cute.
I'm only surrounding myself with people that can understand what we're talking about nowadays.
And I'll finish up with the other thing that I have in mind, but I'm just thankful and grateful to say I love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
And this is phase 1 of what it's coming. So guys, show 2:30 p.m. now, 2:30 to 3:30, an hour, like I said, an hour and a half. Well, today we went almost an hour and 50 minutes. Some days it's gonna be like that.
Wait a second. It's been 2 hours.
About an hour and 52.
Oh, you said an hour and 52.
Yeah,
okay.
The time is right here. But the relationship and the talk and like this is what matters, and the spirit that we have, and the like it's growing. You're gonna see more of the restaurants coming in here laughing, tequila, bringing in their food, being honest to them, like, hey, the freaking taco sucks. Who cares? We're going live. I want to make sure that you know that, so you can work, on that. Like, hey, man,
I love it.
You know all of this stuff, and I know
realism.
I know that I didn't mention a lot of this stuff, but there's something that I'm working since doing restaurants. I'm actually working on a beta app to help restaurants on the things that they need.
What?
Yeah, I didn't talk about this, bro, but I wanted to mention that at the beginning. I know it's the end,
Cool.
but that's what because I'm like, oh, God was telling me, bro, you're doing a show. The main thing is the industry. You work in the industry for 8 years. You know what's missing pieces. Now you got AI. Now you can create an app. Why don't you do that and help other restaurants grow with this? All these things, it was here. The mic, remember that noise telling you? That's God telling you. And I was like, God, and I already have the whole prompt. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna start paying for that new Manus AI. Is the new AI that it came out that you can actually build stuff. So I'm gonna do that. So now that Giovanni is doing the work on bringing it here, I told him about this. Like, oh, I can sit you now, so you can have those meetings with them, and I can show them the beta, and then it becomes something bigger. So like,
interesting.
So the main thing is like, yes, right now I have the business where I get paid for the podcast and the live streaming, but the main thing is to grow this, to have the network where the network, itself is gonna pay itself, and have the apps in front of the restaurants where I just gotta work once, create that, and I just get paid consistently. Because that's what AI, guys, is here to do, to help you make it a simplicity to you on the niche that you can help somebody else.
You sure just didn't give away the idea to someone out there?
Because everybody's thinking it, oh, AI is no, bro. When God said, man, you work in the restaurant 8 years, AI is there too. I'm like, that AI is gonna help me through this. You work in the art industry, on the whatever it is, you can utilize the same thing to help somebody else. Do something once where it's gonna pay you, and then you can just help the community out there.
You think Vibe Realty is going to use this?
Oh man, I haven't even told them there. I told today when I was telling you this, I told the lady because she's an artist, and I told her this, and I was like, she was like, she just, wow. And then I told her, imagine what not only Vibe, but none of the brokerage, if they can create an app where they know, because I don't know about the brokerage, what's missing or what you can add, man.
Mm-hmm.
You now are turning yourself to that person.
Look, I'm having to take a class on Friday to know how to manage AI. And I feel like if you aren't doing that, you're going to be left behind.
No, you have to. Especially it's moving
so fast.
Like if I just name you, there's Claude. I mean, I'm deleting ChatGPT. I'm paying for ChatGPT, but when I just came back yesterday, I stayed here to 9 o'clock playing with that Manus AI, and I was like,
blown away.
See, I don't need ChatGPT anymore. I'm like, this is it.
One thing that does piss me off is that look, the AI and GTP are just tools to use, not replace you. Because people are thinking that let's just talk to the people right now who think that AI has replaced you. And so does Jesus and everyone on this planet have the same power you have.
Yep.
Do you know that? Like, you're not impressing us. Not to mention, if I send you something and you send me back an email in 5 minutes that seems to be 20 pages long and it's analyzed and broken out and everything, I'm not impressed. I just know AI did it for you. And you're treating me and talking to me as if you spent a whole lot of time and effort and you're so super smart and AI didn't do this. It's me. No, I'm not being fooled. People, you got to treat it like a tool because it's not fooling anyone else.
And it's crazy because this is where authenticity is gonna matter the most. Because now everybody that is AI, I'm seeing it because I want to utilize it too, but I'm not gonna do that. All these, not only agents, but all the creators and stuff, they're creating their own AI.
It's like the filters all over again.
And it's a filter as an AI.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was gonna do the same thing, but then God stopped me and said, no, you are you, boy.
Yes.
You be you on camera.
I'm a musician. And I know certain people who have come to me and they literally do this. Oh, there's Aaron. Hold on a second. Hey, Aaron, listen to this. And I start listening to it and I'm like, okay, this is a good song. Like, never heard it before. Good progression, good lyrics, good singing, good. Who did this? Who is this? And they go, it's me. And I say, what do you mean you? They said, I did everything. I wrote the song, I sang it, I played the guitar, piano, and drums, and blah, blah. That's all 100% me. And they're literally boasting as if they created the song. And this happened like 2 or 3 years ago when it first happened to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I went, when did you learn to play all the drums and guitars? Like, it took me 30, 40 years to learn piano and guitar, and you did it in a matter of a couple of years, and you're doing way better than me. And you're a sound engineer too. And you have all the equipment to do this. It's amazing. I was blown away. And I was like, no, something's up. This seemed really messed up. And then that's when I started finding about AI a few years ago and started going, okay, now I know what he did. He created it obviously through AI, but claimed it that it was his. Yeah. And tried to fool me into believing it that he created this thing like I would be impressed. No. And I'm sitting there going, oh, that's delusion. That's so delusional. Like, how bad is this going to get in society? How bad is it going to get to think that you have something no one else does and it's going to impress somebody when really it's just AI doing it for you? Are you really going to take the credit?
AI is doing it.
But that's what's problem with the people on the planet is that they are taking credit for stuff like this. And they're saying that, look what I have done when they've done nothing.
Nothing. I understand the other point that people watching this are going to be like, oh, but Jesus, time.
No, that's now that. is the best thing that I think AI has for us. Is that
But on that side, now that I see it, because I was gonna create my own AI, so now I don't even have to use the camera. I can just come sit here and create my own and change my whole
it's not
outfit.
gonna really change anything. You know that, right?
And I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I want to show me to the people. Let me create my own time. I know that everybody all the time, but why is it affecting your time?
It's way quicker. Everything's quicker.
And I'm like, oh, because this. Yes. But because you want to make more money, right? Yes.
It's not gonna happen that way.
I'm like, but people want to see you. Now, like, the authenticity is gonna matter now the most.
Even more.
Because now I'm looking at it on my Instagram. All these people, they're not them. It's all AI, and I know the system that they created it, and they just is there. They're like this on a podcast.
Yeah,
but it's not them. It's them.
As soon as I find out it's AI, I don't want to listen to it anymore.
And I don't listen to them anymore because the first video that she put, she said, "Hey guys, I just want to introduce myself. It's not me, and she said it because of time. I don't want to be doing the podcast.
Because what are you listening to at that point?
I'm like, I don't want to be doing this. This is why you do the podcast, because of the connection. So that now I can just put myself in there and not sit down here.
Why am I going to listen to
and drink a little tequila?
Yeah,
and express my feelings and my emotions to you, because that's what God created us, not because of AI. And I go back again. I know that time, but use it as a tool on what it can actually help you and help others. Not on the other thing that I'm like, I want to make it easier for me. Yes, I know that you want to make it easier for you, but everybody's going to be doing.
Why am I going to tune in and listen to a robot who can't even get my name right on my own phone?
Yep.
It turns my name, Aaron, Aaron, into Asrin, as if Asrin is a real name that exists.
Yep.
Anyone out there named Asrin, go ahead and leave a comment. I would like to know.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. And it constantly changes my name into Asrin and sends it before I even recognize it. And they're all like, why'd you misspell your own name? I'm like, no, that was spell check, which I believe is AI, or maybe not. I don't know. But why am I going to listen to that kind of nonsense, And AI tends to, I don't know if you know about you, but when I'm talking about AI and I talk to them and it's talking back to me, I want to, I ask it a question. It answers the question. I'll say, thanks. I got it from here. And they're like, no problem. I'm here when you need me. I said, can you just be quiet now? Because I need this. Yes, I will be quiet. Just let me know when you need me. I was like, that's not being quiet. Listen, can you shut up right now? Yes, I'll shut up right now. As soon as you need me, let me know. And it's just like, dude.
I know.
It just keeps going. You just want to stop.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, this sounds like an idiot. It sounds like
and that's where we're going to separate from everybody else. The people that are using the AI for, just replacing me, to the other people like ourselves and me. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to replace myself. I want to create, because God created us as creators. I want to create something for others to make it easier for them so that they can make more money. If they can make more money, I can make more money. Then that means that I can put it back to the community. I can put it back to go to El Salvador and be like, hey, we're going to create this school even bigger for the kids. Let's make sure that they are here, because that's what it kind of goes back to the end when you're like 95, and I'll be like, man, God, I did everything, the gifts that you gave me. And if I miss them, I don't care, because I left my life.
We might be 95-year-olds going back, for me, example, I'll be like, I actually learned how to play guitar. I don't know if that's going to be a thing where people will learn that stuff if they have AI, right? They'll just have AI do it. And but that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
Everything.
It sounds
ridiculous.
Like, what world are we getting ourselves into?
I'm like, that's that other side where when I'm like, I don't want that. That's me, Jesus.
Well, if anything, I can see this happening. AI comes in so heavy that it forces us to crave humanity back. For example, let's take the music side of it. All this AI is creating music. It might get to the point where all of radio and everything listened to is AI generated.
AI generated, yeah.
So people are going to crave live shows. And you can't really have AI at a live show.
You can't, no.
Unless you got robots on stage, but who's going to go watch that? They already had that. And I'm sorry, you can go to an amusement park and watch robots play on stage right now. Chuck E. Cheese has that.
Yep.
It's not, I don't go there to watch that. I promise you. If anything, it scares my kids. So,
oh yeah, while I was over there, I told my daughter, "You want to go to Chuck E. Cheese?" She's like, "Hell no, that rat scares me."
My son is that dirty rat.
Dirty rat.
We probably shouldn't talk bad about it.
Look, this is something that this is never gonna happen. This what me and Aaron right here doing, a live stream, this is never gonna be replaced. Because you gotta see us. What are you gonna put two robots talking to each other here?
Probably.
And I know that was gonna happen, but it's not gonna replace a life because a life is human.
Yeah.
It has the touch. Like there's no replace for this. If I can try to create an app for something, but who's gonna be talking here?
So there is the silver lining. There is this silver lining. For example, at my job, it's already happening. I think we talked about this in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Right now at my job, we get so many emails every single day. A good portion of them are scammers. And they want you to click on download this drive for pictures or photo, plans to bid on for whatever. And you click on it, and it's a phishing scammer that goes and takes everything out of your computer, all your accounts, all your contacts, and then starts emailing out everyone you know to all your businesses and people that same link. And then you're getting these phone calls going, why did you send me this? I'm like, don't they get it? It's not me.
It's not me.
No. But and it just keeps going down the line, because I could call up the last person who sent me that email that is encrypted with this virus or this phishing, and I could have called them and blasted them, but I knew it was a scam, and it was done by an AI. I even had one of my music companies stolen by an AI. My website was copied, used. They made money, monetized it, but put our information on the back end. So when they had a problem, they called us and emailed us. So we didn't even know about it until there was problems because of AI creating these songs.
They were just taking up the up front, but not the back.
Exactly. And what they did is it was a custom wedding song company.
Oh,
so they would pay little bits of money to these people, and they would get something, a generic AI driven or generated music song. It was crappy. Sometimes they didn't have the right information or people's names in it, because I got all the complaints. Even though I didn't do it, someone out there is making the money, and I got all the complaints. So we had to shut it
instead of being the other way around. Let me make the money.
We had to shut it down. And people were naive enough to know, or stupid enough to know, that you're going to pay $50 for a custom song written by a human being. I can't even open my laptop and plug in some instruments for $50.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're going to get what you paid for. And this was AI driven stuff you got. I wish people would wake up. Yeah. I wish people would wake up to these things, because they're getting scammed out there. AI is being used by these scammers to get to us quicker, easier, and we're blaming each other for it. That's get smarter, people. Come on.
Yeah.
And so we have to call. What I'm trying to say is, we now at my business, we can't open up our emails anymore. We have to call them and verify that they did send us that email. Can I open up this link? Did you send me this? But even then, it's getting bad, because you might not be talking to the person anymore. It could be a robot or AI itself.
Yeah, that's the bad thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So you might even want to show up physically to the place where these people are and like touch them and go,
hey,
did you
send me that email?
Are you, Jesus, you sent me this email, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I can open it. Yep, it's safe. All right. Done.
Imagine that's crazy to go out. That's why we created emails. You see.
So you wouldn't have to see each other, but now it's getting to the point where we're going to have to see each other without getting scammed.
And you mentioned something important. I think that's truly gonna happen, where we gonna have too much information with the AI that we gonna have to come back to
draw right into each other.
But to the people that are gonna be so focused on, like us, I know we're gonna keep on building.
Oh.
So like when this happens and people are there, and we're gonna be so ahead that you're like, oh my God, we should have been like them. They kept themselves.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some people in the basements, in their mama's basements.
Oh yeah.
That never leave. The Uber get DoorDashed their food, and they make their money online, and they never ever 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 have to step outside their home.
Nope. And that's what they want.
I know, but that's scary. Think about it. There's going to be those people in this world.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side where people are going to have to come meet each other because they're trying to do business.
Yeah. And then the other people that are just confused, that they're still in the matrix.
It might even bifurcate the whole society into two different sections. The people who can socialize with each other and the ones who just have never. Think about if you were always in a basement your entire life, never interacted with people, you would be a social derelict.
That's true, bro.
You would be so I know they don't use the word anymore, but it's a real word in the dictionary. You'd be retarded socially.
That's true. And that's what's gonna happen. And it's already happening. A lot of people don't get out.
It's quite crazy out there.
And I don't want to be that.
I don't want to be that way. Do you want to be that way?
I love going outside, bro.
I do too. I like meeting people.
Walking when I go to this little park and meet people walking with their dogs. Hey, good evening. Even if they don't say it, I'm like, I said it.
I'm an introvert, and I still love meeting people.
I'm like, what? No, no. And it's funny because not funny, but how like the reality of what we as humans are, relationship builders, creators, all that, but the system itself is just, spreading it out with this is opinion, this is fact, this is real, this is not real, like overload, like, and the puppet masters, the ones that here, like that's what we want.
Right.
Everybody to be like, oh, hey, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that, but truthfully, none of this is really what is happening. And just a few people over here like us, they're like we knew it, like we on Bell, like we knew that, we called it a couple of years ago, now it's happening.
Man, people have been talking to me all my life, like we're talking right now. And I just felt like, man, could I ever get there to understand what they understand? I'm there now. Now I feel like, man, the people where I used to be, the younger kids and everyone, now I'm feeling like, hey, do they understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be able to see behind the veil and understand the things that we understand? See the life in a different light, a different perspective. I encourage all of you to get courage, to step outside of that realm, to get that knowledge. That's super important.
Yeah. Anything that you want to end up, I just want to let you know, guys, that we ain't going nowhere. I like that movie. We ain't fucking going nowhere. What was that?
No.
The wolf, that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, like, we ain't going fucking nowhere. With we gonna grow with that tequila, bro, and then the Cristalino too, and then the Reposado. Yeah, oh yeah, you give me more. I'll finish that bottle.
And then we'll be done with the day.
Man, but thank you guys. I mean, for me on my side, I'm thankful and grateful. Keep on supporting the show. Keep on supporting the tequila. Keep on supporting all of the restaurants. Everybody that is gonna come in, walking through here, supporting Aaron, myself, Giovanni. We'll have Giovanni next week.
Hey.
And just keep on supporting, man. That's it. The only thing is the support you got from us. If you like us or not, I'm cool. We know what we're on phase one and what we're going. We're stepping into
filters here.
No filters. We're stepping into things that we know sometimes are gonna be hard, but we got, like you said, we're trying to get that ego away and making sure that we just leading the example as just like how Jesus came and lead.
And yes, and for all of you listening, can you please leave a comment and help us direct the show? This show is going to evolve over time, and we want to be as relevant to what you want to hear as often as we can.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's something new that we can do. Like at the beginning, just kind of mention, hey guys, we love your part of it. I know we're just starting, but before we get into the role of who we're talking, even if you say comments in the middle, you're like, hey, where's the restaurant? Or, oh man, I see you trying this, or where can I find the tequila? Please put it in there. Even if we don't get, like we see it and talk about it, but if we don't get into it, I'll definitely get into it when we're done.
Definitely a variety show.
Yeah.
We understand that. So, but there are certain topics that maybe no one wants to talk about, or maybe someone wants to expand on by listening and going, man, they really know what they're talking about on this. We'd like to know more. Let us know.
Oh, yeah. Or you might be a restaurant that you're watching us and you want to be here and you're like, hey, man, I see that. Hey, just send us some comment or send us.
We would love to talk to you.
And you'll be here. We're not discouraging nobody. We want you here. We're just both of us hosting the show. We just want to make sure that that person that we bring here is all the attention to them. So if we all grow, we all make it happen.
Occasionally, we're going to bring in some celebrities,
some
comedians.
Yes. Oh,
some
yeah.
actors.
That's coming soon, man. June.
They're all
actors.
coming.
Yes. A lot of them, man.
Musicians,
bands from all over the place. Yes. And as
politicians,
as we're growing, the place is going to grow. Team. Now you don't going to see me with the computer. We'll have somebody actually be an engineer.
This is how it all starts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I love it, because me being here and doing this, it kind of, I want to pay attention to Aaron full. But when I'm like trying to look and here and there, it's like you're not truly 100% look. And that's something that's going to come soon, bro. Like right when I was writing the train, I said, man, I want to hire a VA to help me do all the other stuff. And then the other person walk around film me where I'm doing all of us, filming behind the
Agreed.
scenes and everything, and that same person can be the engineer. That's it. Just those two people.
So H-Town, come represent yourself in your own town.
And be authentic.
Thanks
Be
for
you.
thanks for coming to our show.
Thank you, guys. Peace out.